Content warning. On this podcast, we discuss sensitive issues, including, but not limited to, swearing, tasteless jokes, situations of a sexual nature, and drug use. This podcast is not intended for children.
Hello.
Hi, introduce us, thank you. Hello, and welcome to BiblioWrecks, the podcast where we read the worst stories the world has to offer. I'm Bugs.
And I'm Lily.
And we are here today for a book that Lily brought us.
A horrible, horrible book.
I am going to briefly mention, we've already done this book, and we lost the recording.
My heart.
Oh my god, that was a very painful realization. We lost 2 records in one afternoon.
Yep.
And then I realized homework that was due was taken away and I no longer needed to do it and it was already done. So I just went and cried for a while.
Like, you just deserve a refund for the whole day.
That whole day was lost.
Yeah.
But we're back. I have done my best to purge the entire story from my brain and come in fresh and sweet and innocent.
Hey, good, me too. We'll be learning about this book for the first time today. No.
So what are we doing?
Okay, so today we are reviewing, or I'm kind of just going to tell you how bad this book is. It's called Rainbow's End by Irene Hannon. It is one of the love-inspired inspirational romance novels. Yeah, so it's very Christian and you should want these people to get married.
Christian romance novels are the worst.
They really, really are. This one also was the freest free could be because we got it for free from a bookstore who got it for free from someone who got it for free as a gift because it was misprinted or something.
Oh, wow.
So it's third-hand freebie of a book.
It was the hot potato.
Everybody just
Get rid of
passes
this.
it on.
I don't want this. Get rid of this. But I can't charge money for this.
Right.
If I charge money, I won't get rid of this as fast.
Yeah. It wasn't even worth it for goodwill.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, we have a fun little book. It's not very long, so it wasn't terribly hard to read, but it was hard to read for other reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the story starts out 4th of July weekend. We get introduced to our first main character whose name is Keith Michaels.
Oh, we start out from his perspective.
We do, yeah.
Oh.
And so it's really weird because the book kind of jumps between them a little bit here and there, but it's also a little bit of that omniscient third person in some way. It's confusing.
Oh, gotcha.
So he is on Orcas Island, which is an island off the coast of Washington State.
Washington State, yeah.
Yeah. He, I guess, just drove up there on a whim.
Onto an island
that had a ferry. He had to get a ferry ticket, take his car.
Yeah, because I can understand. I drove out to the Midwest when I was in my late teens. You can literally drive across states.
Yeah.
And not really notice because it's all straight lines.
But you'd notice this.
You would notice. This is a choice.
Yeah. So yeah, he just decided to go all the way through Washington. He's from the Midwest, and he has been running from his life for 3 years, I guess.
Yeah.
So he's just been traveling. He's a lonely man on the road.
I'm a lonely loner. I'm just a bastard. New sunglasses. I'm just a lonely old jerk.
Missy Joe's.
New sunglasses.
Yes, that's him, but way less funny.
Yes. Less Irish.
Yeah. It's the Irish that really makes it. So he is here on 4th of July weekend with no plans. So he didn't book a hotel. He didn't look up anything.
And that's going to be a really busy weekend for camping and hotels.
Yes. And that's the thing. There is no room at the inn. There's nowhere for him to stay. He got the last ferry to the island.
I really feel like we're being set up for a manger and a stable.
No, it's so real. It's what do you mean? And how do you get the last ferry to a place that you have no idea where you're going to stay?
Yeah, that is just so weird. Wait, when is this set? Is this current years?
Yes, because I think they do have cell phones.
Okay. He could have looked up stuff ahead of time. This man is going into the story making bad decisions.
No, he makes the worst decisions over and over again, and people applaud him for it. It was written in 2008, I think.
Oh, okay.
2007? Yeah, 2007.
A little bit before we were so current with like Airbnb, Google Maps. You still could look and see hotels and call places, though.
Yes.
You could call and make a reservation, and he failed to do this.
Right.
Because we're setting up a Christian romance.
Ooh, and he just flies by the seat of his pants. And okay, so he's on this island. There's no hotel with vacancy, nothing. And he's like, oh, I'm just going to sleep in my car. And he goes to the supermarket to pick up a sandwich because he hasn't eaten all day because he's the worst. No, he just doesn't take care of himself. He's kind of like inept as an adult.
We're getting teenage bachelor, really.
And I think he's
student.
supposed to be mid-30s.
Yeah, we're getting college student who didn't think ahead, not grown-ass man.
Yeah, like he had a house, a marriage, everything. Like, okay.
Yeah.
So he's there, he's at the supermarket, and he tells the lady, like, oh yeah, I just wanted to stay for a couple days, but there's no place to stay. And the freaking checkout lady at the grocery store is like, oh yeah, there's this lady who lives all alone, this old hermit, and she has an extra cabin, but she never rents it out. Let me call her. And then her phone's out and she's like, well, let me give you her address to a stranger who literally said, hey, I just showed up on this island.
And he wasn't even asking, where could I stay?
Not
she
really.
Volunteered this.
Yeah. And it's supposed to be like kismet. No, that is not
this is
what
just
that
horrifying.
is. Yeah. You can't just give out people's personal information like that, especially when you don't know, like, what?
Yeah, you're volunteering someone else's cabin who is a single woman living alone.
Yeah. And it's rainy, it's dark.
You don't know if she has guests on 4th of July weekend either.
Right, because she might not rent it out, but she could have family.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
She might have died. We don't know.
Yeah, this is insane.
Yeah.
And he decides to take her up on it?
Yes. Because he's like, oh, well, maybe I don't have to sleep in my car.
Because a normal man
Yeah.
would say, no, thank you. I don't need to go to a strange woman's house
Yeah.
and sleep there.
That's creepy.
I have been sleeping in my car for untold amounts of time, probably.
Yeah, he mentions later in the book that he's been camping and stuff, like, throughout the time. So it's like
He should have camping stuff in his car.
Yeah. Like, I get
We're
it's
trying
raining.
to do this setup, and it's the most absurd setup.
Yeah. It's like so full of holes, you could call it Swiss cheese. It's crazy.
It's a colander.
Yeah. It really is. And like sands through an hourglass. So he decides, okay, yeah, I'm going to drive out to this random lady's house and ask her if I can like sleep in her cabin that she never rents out and she has no idea who I am. Mm-hmm. And so he's driving in the rain and he almost like misses the turnoff, but just by happenstance, like a cat ran into the road. And so he stopped and then he was like, oh, look, there's the sign for her house. And her house's name is Rainbow's End. Yeah, because it's magic. I don't know. She's a leprechaun. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know.
And he's like, oh, well, there it is. And he shows up on this lady's door. It is thunder and lightning. Like, this is a heavy rainstorm. It is dark outside. Mm-hmm. And she lives alone and does not get visitors. Mm-hmm. And suddenly a man is angrily knocking at her door. And her power is out, too. So she's also in the dark. She's in the dark. She doesn't have anyone she can call because her phone's out.
Oh, my God.
Cell phones don't work out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, where she's at. Like, she gets no signal. So it's she only has her landline where she's at. And he's angrily knocking at the door and she's literally, like, trying to hide.
Yeah.
Because she's like, what the hell are you doing?
Who is on my doorstep? They're going to try to murder me.
Right.
This is the start to a horror story, not a romance story.
Yeah. And so she's like literally trying to find anywhere she can go, like to convince him she's not home, which helps that the lights are out, I guess. But
yeah.
he somehow like seems to know she's there.
Does he see her through the window?
I don't think so, because it seems like it's like dark enough. Maybe he saw her flashlight like under the door
Or he saw the
something.
car and was like, I know you're in there.
Yeah. And then he just starts like with his pity story. He's like, oh, there was no place to stay and I just need a spot for a night. Please open the door. And I'm like, no, I would not let you in. I would not open my door. She does open the door eventually after he like keeps knocking forever.
This man cannot take no for an answer. This is horrifying.
Yeah, this is an actual horror movie. I think I've seen it.
Yeah.
Like,
I listen to No Sleep podcast, and this is the start to so many stories.
yeah. No, legitimately, like, it was a dark and stormy night.
Yeah.
It was. And so she opens the door, like, just a crack. I guess she has, you know, the
Like
little,
a lock
yeah,
chain.
like a chain, yeah. And she's like, hey, who the fuck are you? And he's
But not in those words, because
Right.
this is Christian.
yeah, no, because she's like, oh, I'm just a shy, poor Christian woman who sits in her house all day and does Christian things. So she's like, hey, I don't rent it really, but then she feels bad. And she's like, oh, it's not the Christian thing to do to turn him away in the storm and not take care of his every need. Poor him.
Poor him.
Yeah. So she's like, fine, you can sleep there, but it doesn't have many amenities. Like, it's rustic, it has running water, and that's about it. Like, I think it has, like, power and running water.
Yeah. It's not a house, it's a cabin.
Yeah. She's like, it's out there, it's unlocked, you know, you go. And he was like, oh, well, do you have a light? Because, like, it's hard to see. Because this man doesn't even have a motherfucking flashlight.
A man who goes camping and is driving across.
This man is so unprepared, it's insane. Like, this man is the
or he
opposite.
doesn't want to bother going and getting one in from his car.
Yeah, he went to the opposite of the Boy Scouts is what happened. He'll never
The
be
entitlement
prepared.
club.
And so, yeah, he does. I guess he doesn't have a flashlight. She has to give him one of her flashlights. And so she passes it through the door as like, leave.
Yeah.
And she's like, she tells him where the cabin is. He has to drive like across the meadow. So it's not like right next to her.
Right.
So it's a little further. She feels a little bit more comfortable, which I would still not.
I would be so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
With a strange man sleeping on my property.
Who the fuck are you? And so I guess at this point, I think it's the first time we get his name, which is Keith Michaels. Her name is Jill Whelan. She lets him stay in the cabin. And when he wakes up in the morning, he's like, his soul is at peace or whatever in that building. And the light wakes him up and it's gorgeous. But then he notices it's dirty. It's a dirty cabin.
How dare she not have psychically known he was coming and clean it beforehand.
There's dust in here.
His poor little nose.
He's like, dude, you were literally the one imposing. And she didn't take his money. It was free. She was just like, yeah, go sleep there. Bye.
How
And
dare I sleep in a free place that's a little dusty?
Like, what? You beggars can't be choosers. That's the rule.
Yeah. Literally begging for a place to sleep.
In the rain begging. Oh my God. And so yeah, though he wakes up and he's like, ew, she's not a good housekeeper in this house that she doesn't live in. This is another building. And it's full of like moving boxes and stuff because she has like miscellaneous kitchen stuff and art supplies.
You know, I already have come up with a better intro to this book. He's driving down her driveway, or down a road past her driveway.
Right.
His car gets struck by lightning. It breaks the car.
Act of
he
God!
Gets out and asks for help, and she can't call an ambulance and doesn't want to take him anywhere. And then she lets him stay in her cabin because she's so nice and kind.
No, that's much better.
Because then it would be pure, like, accidental and she actually being a kind Christian woman helping an actual man in need. This is so fucking bizarre.
Yeah. This is everyone imposing on her for no reason.
Yes.
And like, what? Yeah, no, and then it would literally, he could be like, oh, I have to fill out the insurance, and he's like, oh, it's an act of God, and then it'd be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Good God, this is just the stupidest way to set up this book.
Yeah, and it just makes me so uncomfortable.
And then he's waking up like, oh, she could be a better housekeeper.
Yeah, for this free place that I came here and bothered her about. I guess she's already been up. She wakes up pretty early and he comes out of the cabin and he's like, oh, it's so peaceful in this meadow. But then he sees her like walking along with a ladder and a big sun hat. And he's like, well, that's definitely a woman. What's she doing with that ladder? And Women can't use ladders.
She can't use tools. She doesn't have the right junk in her trunk.
Everybody knows if a woman gets higher than like 6 feet off the ground, her uterus falls out. That's what happens.
Yes.
That's why we can't go on planes, guys. Okay, like that. And so yeah, then she's a piece of siding or like something like fell off of the house, and she's like gonna fix it, and she starts hammering, and this man is literally like, ew, why is she making noise at her property?
Why is she repairing her own house after a storm while I'm here enjoying the quiet?
Yeah, no, he is the
How
actual
dare she
worst.
interrupt my vacation?
Yeah, and this whole time he's like judging her. He's like, oh, this old lady who takes in strays, she probably has a ton of cats, like everything is the worst. Like, and it's like, you have no right to judge her even a little.
No, this was all, everything she has given to you is a gift, and you need to accept it graciously.
Right.
They don't teach manners at your Christian thing, whatever you were before, I guess.
Yeah. And basically he says, like, she started hammering and it shattered the contemplative mood. It ruined his vibe. She's not matching the vibe. He thinks the sooner he offers his services, the sooner he could restore the peace that had soothed his soul. He's literally trying to get her out of the way on her property.
And, like, if he's hammering, it's not going to be quiet.
And it's not.
Is it just better if it's his hammering?
I am upset at this man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, apparently her existing near him was too much. And he needed to do it. So he then walks up to her. She's hammering at something, so she's facing the wall. She can't see him, and he just like sneaks up on her and is like, hey, I want to do that instead because I'm a man.
Wait, he says that?
He doesn't say because I'm a man, but it's definitely because he's a man.
Oh my God.
He says, why don't you let me take care of that? And she's like, no, thank you. I want to keep the tools in my hands. Crazy man.
Yeah.
And he literally badgers her until she finally gives up, and she's like, fine. And she like gives it to him. She gives him the hammer. She like climbs down off of the ladder, and her hat like blows off in the wind, and he like catches it, and he's like, oh. And then he like, I guess he doesn't hand it to her easily because it sounds like she has to like reach for it. So he's kind of just being a dick. And as she does, she turns, her beautiful face is horribly scarred, and she's a scarred lady. And it's horrible, and her perfect beauty marred by everything.
Dum dum dum.
Yeah.
How dare she repair her own house, and how dare she not be beautiful?
Right. The woman's flawless beauty, which he'd admired in profile, was marred almost beyond recognition on the right side of her face by a large, angry scar. It started at her temple, nipped close to her eye, then followed the line of her cheekbone south, catching the very corner of her mouth as it trailed down to her chin. And he is, like, staring at her agape.
Because he doesn't know any fucking manners.
Yeah, because he's a dick. And so, like...
I'm going to look at somebody who has scars, and I'm going to stare at them aggressively.
That I also just harassed.
Yes.
And so she's upset by this.
She's
She
uncomfortable.
tugs the hat on. She runs back inside.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I better take care of these man things, and just starts hammering.
No need to apologize for my rudeness.
Right.
I'm just going to get on doing what I want to do.
Yeah, no, he has to be in control. And
Yeah. for
literally.
real.
God, and then that's when he realizes also that she's not like old. He thought she was like 60, like retired, but she's like 35. And so he's like, oh, she's beautiful and scarred. And it's like, oh, a love interest.
Ah. Because she's only partially ugly.
Yeah. He does like mention in his thoughts, he's like, oh, people used to come to me for my compassion and understanding. And I'm like, I don't think so.
Sure they did.
Right. Like, suspicious. So he's like kind of upset. Like he definitely realizes that he was just an asshole.
Good.
So yeah,
Oh.
at least he is somewhat self-aware. That helps. If only he would work on it.
Yes.
That would
Yes.
be really nice. So he finishes up hammering on the siding, like getting it done. And then he comes back around with the ladder and the hammer. And he's like, where do I put this? And she's like, leave it there. I'll go put it away in a minute. And he's like, he's literally like, part of doing the job is putting away the tools. And it's not done until I do that. And she's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because that's weird.
And why do you need in my tool shed?
Yeah.
Strange man, I still don't know.
She might have chainsaws. We don't know. She definitely
She
has a
might
shovel.
have very expensive, valuable tools that a vagrant might want to steal.
Right. Like, she could
doesn't know him from Adam.
She might have, like, a really nice Ferrari in there for all we know. Like, I don't know what kind of tool shed she got. She might have a garage. I don't know.
But he's just being an ass.
Yeah. And so she's like, fine, the tool shed is over there. Put it there. He's like, I don't understand this man. He makes me angry in so many ways. So he puts it all up, and then he comes back around and he's like, hey, I'm sorry for being a dick. Actually, he hasn't said that yet, but she actually is thinking she is more upset that he didn't like how she looked because he's a man, and all women want to be noticed by all men.
Wait, what?
Yeah. It literally a thought in her head was that she was like, I don't understand why I'm so upset that he didn't like the way I looked. And then in her head, she's like, because he's a man.
She has a sassy friend
in her head. It's her.
Oh my God.
She is her own sassy friend. And then it says, if she'd ever harbored any secret hopes otherwise, no man could ever look at her again as a desirable woman. I'm not kidding. Those are words in this book.
Well, tell my husband he can't love me no more.
You are.
I am scarred and burned.
You're nothing more than a dirty rag on the window now.
Or you, tell Bam Bam, I cannot love you. I see those ugly scars.
You gotta
all
cover
over
your
body.
arms. Disgusting.
For reference, I, at one point in time, got blown up by gasoline, and separately, in a completely unrelated incident, Bam Bam also got blown up by kerosene?
I think it was propane.
Propane.
Yeah.
So we separately have huge burn scars on our bodies.
So does she. But
So does this poor character. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. And so he's just like, he's put the tools up. She's like, I can never be loved again because she's just sitting in there like being really sad. And she's making some chicken soup and he smells it and he's like, man, if only I hadn't botched that conversation, I could take her soup from her right now.
If I was a little less of a dick.
Yeah, if I play my cards right, I can get her to give me even more than she already has.
A place to sleep. A chore that he demanded from her. She has given him everything he has demanded so far.
Yeah.
And he just won't stop asking.
She's literally been a doormat this entire time.
And that's the Christian thing to do. Didn't you know that?
Right. And she should be more like that, apparently.
What's funny is I was telling Bam Bam the other day, we were talking about this Christian self-help book that we were talking about. And I held up my fingers and I said, women are allowed to have 1 inch of backbone, like this much. And once they have 2 or 3 inches of backbone, that's when they go to hell.
Right.
Because you're supposed to not be so obviously a doormat. That makes people uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to be enough of a doormat to make everyone else comfortable. And too much of a backbone, that'll send you to hell. You gotta be careful.
Yeah.
So she is very obviously on the doormat level.
Right. Oh my God. And then he mentions that in her tool shed, she had a well-equipped tool shed and someone around here knew tools.
Maybe the goddamn woman who was using them.
And he says, because she's the only one who lives here, it must be her. Impressive. A one-word sentence of impressive. I'm not kidding.
This is a man who thinks the only tools she should own should be pink and small.
And in the kitchen. He's literally like, wow, why is she out here? This isn't her place.
Oh my God, this author. This author who wrote this man.
Woman. It's written by a woman.
She has internalized the misogyny fully.
Oh, it's so deep in there, yeah. And so as he's like smelling the soup and he's like, oh, I wish I could get some of that soup. Then he like comes back at the door, but he notices a little boy like peeking out from the rocks at the edge of the meadow.
Yeah.
And it's just like kind of a scruffy little kid. And he's like, who the fuck is that? And she's like, oh, look, it's that strange boy who's been coming around who I don't know the name of and who never speaks and who is afraid of me.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's this random like feral child running around that she doesn't know where he lives. She doesn't know his name, nothing about him. He showed up like a week or something ago.
And he just randomly pops around and then runs away.
Yep.
Oh.
Because he's like curious, I guess, and no supervision. He's like, I think he's about 6. Like he's pretty
little.
young. Yeah. He's not like a 14-year-old or
No.
anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she's explaining to him who the little boy is. Like she just doesn't know.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know who he is. I keep trying to like see if he'll come near so I can like figure out what's going on. That's when the little kid kind of like runs off and like they don't see him anymore. And Keith finally apologizes because he was a dick and he stared mouth agape at her face.
Like, does he say sorry for being rude?
I'd like to apologize for staring earlier. It was a rude thing to do, and I'm sorry if I upset you. So he does do an appropriate apology. It's not quite as contrite as I'd appreciate, but, you know, it's also
halfway
pretty
decent.
short. And then now he's looking right at her scar, and she can't believe it because only her family and doctors have ever done that.
No, people
without
stare,
flinching.
People stare at scars.
Yeah, but apparently because he's not flinching, it's
True love.
growth. So
This
he
is
has
true
grown.
love because he's not going, ew, back evil fiend.
Brown blue hair.
He's not actively holding up his fingers in the shape of a cross.
Right?
It must
He
be
hasn't
true
thrown
love.
holy water in the past
Yeah.
30 seconds. Oh my
The
gosh.
bar is in hell.
I would be more uncomfortable, though, that he was still looking at it. Because that's the
Yeah.
thing. He's not, like, looking in her eyes. He is looking at the scar.
Right. You should just look at her eyes.
That upsets me. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, that's what was the problem, was that you were staring, dude.
Yeah. I'm going to apologize and then do it again.
Yeah. And then he said, I also want you to know that I'm sorry for whatever happened to cause that. That's kind of like, just say like, hey, I'm sorry you went through some shit. Like, it's kind of a weird way to
It's
put
not
that.
his place to apologize for whatever happened to her either.
Yeah. Or that would be crazy.
Oh my God.
That would be such a twist. I would cut like, that's a thriller and I'm there for it.
Yep.
Okay.
Does he finally leave?
No, because then he's like, I better head off then. Do like twiddling his thumbs. He's like, I sure could use some food. Do you know where there is food nearby? And she thinks, you could feed him. You could do yet another thing for this man.
Because he is doing the, oh, poor woe is me. I'm so hungry.
Yep.
Gosh, I wish there was food around.
Oh, no.
Whatever
And-
will I do?
Right. And she has chicken soup like that she is currently cooking, but because it's not breakfast food, she decides to go out of her way to cook blackberry pancakes. Like stacks. Instead of just giving him a bowl of soup and being like, here you go. I'd have given the man cereal,
You know,
maybe.
I
Dry
don't-
cereal.
I don't even give my family a second meal when I'm
Nope.
cooking a first meal. I say, go look in the fridge for leftovers, or you can wait for the soup.
Yep. I'd be like, I
Jesus.
think I saw a squirrel over there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And so she makes him like 2 full plates of pancakes that he eats. And she's like, oh, yeah, I love to see a
So
man
now he's
eat.
in her house.
He is so she has like, I guess, a little table on the porch.
Okay.
So she's got him out there.
Thank goodness.
Right. Because that would be really uncomfortable. So she's doing the Christian thing. He says the last thing he expected from her was an invitation to dine, which I find weird because he was literally mentioning the food. And it's like that you don't do that with someone like that. It's fishing for an invitation.
Yes, you're asking for an invitation, and then, oh, you're so shocked and innocent that she invited you.
Right. Like, dude, at least recognize that that's what you were doing.
Be intellectually honest.
Yeah. It drives me insane. So yeah, he's on the porch, he's eating these pancakes, and she's talking about the little boy, and she's like, well, when I saw him yesterday, he didn't look like he was in great condition. He looked like dirty, you know, his clothes were like too small or something. And she really wants to see if she can like kind of coax him out of the cornfield. I don't know. It's a forest, I think. And like just
Trap
get an idea.
Her little boy.
Yeah. Just get her horrible woman hands on it. Like,
I guess it would be pretty normal to try to figure out who the neighbor kid is if he keeps coming around in the running way.
Right. But it is
funny.
Because she's just kind of like every now and again she's like
stray cats.
Right. She's like, oh, if only I could find a way to coax him closer. That's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Don't say that. Stop acting like you're trying to trap the child.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let me get my hands on him. Mm-hmm. And then, so he's eating pancakes. He's like, aren't you gonna have any? I guess he's like now thinking he's being poisoned, even though he's already started eating, so it's too late. And she's like, no, I don't really eat much for breakfast. And he is like, oh, well, now that I look at you, yes, of course you don't. I don't know. He doesn't say it out loud. He said it. He thinks. Now that she ditched the bulky jacket, there was no question about her gender. Her lithe figure was rounded in all the right places. That doesn't make any sense.
She's slim and has boobs.
Yes! She literally has...
She's an hourglass figure, apparently.
And how does that equate to not eating much breakfast either?
He's just...
That's really uncomfortable.
It's to make up for her face.
Right? It's so weird.
And to show she doesn't suffer the sin of gluttony.
Right, yeah, no. She has just enough butt, not too much.
Yep.
But she leaves the pancakes with him, leaves him eating. She goes inside and she gets a call from her sister, whose name is Deb. And I guess her sister calls pretty often at like this time in the morning, and they have like a chat. They don't live like super close together, but Deb sometimes comes out to visit and stuff, and they're pretty close. Deb is her older sister. Mm-hmm. Deb is like, hey, what you doing? You know, like, how's it going? Jill is like, well, you know, I'm just hanging out, and Deb is like, well, you're usually like reading a newspaper right now and like eating yogurt because you have like
she has a normal schedule that she's not doing.
And she's like, why aren't you like following the script, my dude? And she's like, oh, you know, just some stuff happened. There was like a thing loose on the house I had to fix. And then Keith comes up with the dishes, and Deb hears him on the phone and is like, who is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
at your house.
Yeah. You don't take visitors. It's a man. Jill is just like, oh, that's just the guy who came and slept in the cabin last night. And Deb is like, what?
What are you talking about?
What did you say to me?
The cabin you never rent out?
Yeah. She's like, yeah, he's just staying the night. Deb's really kind of upset. She's like, do you know this man? Like, who is
this guy?
And she's like, is he in your house? And she's like, no, he's on the porch.
I mean, we talk a lot. We don't talk every day.
Right.
But if somebody was randomly living on my property and you called and they were talking, you would be like, who the fuck is that? What are they doing? What's going on?
And basically Jill's like, oh, it's no big deal. It is, though.
Deb is the one being the audience saying, hey, what the fuck?
Yeah. And Jill's just like, oh, you know how it is.
Don't we remember stranger danger from school?
And this is where we get the first description of Deb as being pushy, because she keeps pushing about who the fuck is that guy.
Because she is a little bit concerned about her sister's safety.
Yeah.
As some good sisters would be.
Right? Yeah. And so she's just like, I don't understand why all of a sudden you took in a boarder. And she's like, well, he's not a boarder because he's here and for one night, and also he didn't pay me. Just like that doesn't make it better.
No, that does not make it any better.
Yeah, and so she says, I'm not sure I like this, Jill. I love your place, but it's very isolated. I worry about you alone out there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. In this
Yeah.
situation, especially, this is a nightmare. And
Yeah.
she's like, she's definitely more than an hour's drive away. Like, she's far enough that it would.
Does she have to get on the ferry to
Yeah.
visit her sister? Okay.
I think she lives in like one of the cities, like maybe Seattle or something.
Okay. She lives on the mainland, though, not on the island.
Yeah. And then Jill's just like, well, I was just being a good Samaritan. That never goes wrong, even a little, right?
A woman alone on
Yep.
her own house, yeah.
And she's like, well, he's leaving soon anyway. Bye.
By the length of that book, I'm guessing that's not the case.
Yeah. And the fact that this is a romance novel.
Yeah.
It's also like, oh.
Yeah.
And this is where he's like, oh, it's so calm and relaxing here. In his head, he's like, I want to stay for longer.
I mean, why wouldn't he? He got a place to sleep. He didn't have to pay. He got breakfast and he'll get lunch. Why would he ever want to leave?
Yeah. Yeah, apparently he wants to stay for at least a few days. And then he says, in his head, he's like, the trick would be convincing his reluctant landlady to prolong her hospitality. He knows that he's imposing.
Yes. He knows
And he
that this is not
continues to do it.
appropriate. He is not behaving in a socially appropriate manner.
Right. It upsets me. Like, sometimes he is aware and he continues to do it. And I'm like, if you know you're being a problem, why are you still doing it?
Yeah.
And he mentions to her, like, I think I'd like to stay for a couple more days, but all the places are probably going to be booked up for a while because it's 4th of
The
July.
same thing we did with lunch.
Yep.
I'm so hungry.
Like, oh,
I
no.
don't have a place to stay.
So sad. A man could never just go camping. There's apparently, like, I think it's a state park, like, not far off at all. He could go there and camp or do something. He could sleep in his car. He's slept in his car before, damn it. It's not hard.
Literally, that's what truck stops are for. You
Right.
go and you sleep in your car at the truck stop.
And, like, it's like, take the ferry back to the mainland, find a truck stop.
Go find a hotel somewhere else other than this island.
You psycho. Sleep on the beach.
But that
I don't
would
care.
take away our story.
Yeah. And she's kind of surprised because she didn't scare him away with her horrible face and he actually wants to stay.
She hasn't said no to him about anything.
No. And then she starts arguing with him that he shouldn't pay her. He
No,
wants to
charge
pay
him $500 a night.
That's real.
Yeah.
I would be like, this is now a luxury Airbnb.
Yes.
You pay for the it's a nice cabin.
Even in a cabin.
It's a whole ass cabin. It's in a meadow.
Mm-hmm.
This is an Airbnb.
Especially if she's offering food.
Yeah.
He definitely owes
Yeah,
her.
because that's the other thing is she's going to keep feeding him.
She'll use up all of her groceries, and I'm betting they're way more expensive since she's on an island.
Right. And she's like, oh, but it's no charge because it's just bare bones out there.
No. Charging him for a very small amount for the driveway to park his car that he
Right.
then sleeps in would be
Yeah.
one thing. But you're saying that a cabin is... No.
Hell, I would be charging extra for parking too. I mean, you're ruining my grass. And so she throws out a number and he says, like, you can't even get a cheap motel for that price. So it's less than $60 a night.
Right.
Definitely.
She's probably asking for like $25 a night.
Yeah. That's like probably not enough to cover. I don't know how much power is out there, but it might not be enough to cover
Food
that.
And breaking her peace of mind. This
Yeah.
is destroying her peace of mind and quiet.
Yeah.
She obviously lives alone and wants peace and quiet.
Right. And she's like, well, isn't the renter supposed to be arguing for less rent and not more? Because he's like, that's stupid. And he's like, well, fine, then I'll just pay you like however tiny amount it is. Because it doesn't mention the price. It just says like that he's like, whoa, you can't even get a good room for that. I think he leaves to go get groceries and stuff because he is, I guess, trying to take care of himself a little bit here and there. So like some meals. While he's gone, she goes to the cabin and she describes it as a pigsty because there's dust. And how could he have slept here? And oh my God, he must think I'm the worst woman. And I feel bad about that because he's a man.
How dare. Oh no. His
Yeah.
poor little nose.
And so she decides that the least she can do is clean it like thoroughly. Like she's scrubbing, she is
Shit.
changing
Be like
linens.
Airbnb and charge him if he don't clean it.
No, that's so real. And it's like for like less than 60 a night. Hell no.
No.
You're
no.
kidding. I would like that's a tent site. That is a bare bones primitive camping site.
Well, we're having to prove to the reader that she is worthy of being a wife and a mother.
Right.
Because she has shown that she's a good cook. She has shown that she's hospitable. And now she's proving that she's good at cleaning. Those are the only things you need to prove that you're a good Christian woman. And now she is proving her worth.
And she's already proven that she'll let the man do the man things.
Yep. She has proven she will have a servant's heart.
Yes. And she will allow herself to be led.
She will accept his leadership.
Oh, I hate it. Oh, it's terrible.
How much you want to bet this was like a Christian book club book?
Oh, it definitely was, because I think there's like a little like question thing in the back.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Like, how can we be more like Jill?
What's funny is we are the anti-book club. He stays longer, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. So she cleans the whole place. She like scrubs it. She changes out the linens on the bed. She changes out even the curtains.
Oh my God.
She does everything. She like cleans the floor. She removes boxes. She does everything. I mean, she cleans this place like it is spring cleaning and her mother-in-law is coming.
Yeah.
It's insane. And then she leaves him soup in the fridge to make up for the fact that he had to sleep in a dirty place for one night.
So now she's fawning.
Yes.
There's the fawning.
Yep.
And
she leaves him a hand-picked vase of flowers from the meadow.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is depressing.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. Why? Why is she doing this? Ugh. And he comes back and he's like, oh my God, it's so clean. All the neglect is gone.
I see proof that she is a woman. She
Right?
cleaned for me.
Oh, when he dropped the laundry on the couch, no dust cloud engulfed him. What a little bitch.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Keith.
He is the worst.
Fuck, watch out for Keith. Like, Jesus Christ.
This book is the worst.
And so she leaves the little note. He notices the note. He's like, oh my God, this chicken soup just like my mother made. And so now he's associating her with caretaking for him.
Yep. Because, I mean, every Christian knows you marry a wife and she becomes your mom.
Right? And here, and then like the night before, he mentions he'll do these things where he just like gives like a little like, oh, bless her for the kindness, Lord. And then he's like, wait, why did I say that? I hate you, God.
So he's like an angry atheist.
Yeah, except he's not. He's an angry Christian because he
yes.
still believes in God.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's like, well, what did God expect? Why can't God knows why I'm mad at him. And it kind of just says like, oh, he's been through some trauma, but it doesn't really go into detail yet because it wants you to know that he's a troubled man. He's got God troubles.
Oh, and she's going to win him back to God through her stupid...
Samaritanism.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Samaritanism doesn't sound like it. I don't know if that's real. Yeah, so it's like, oh, he yearns to believe and to trust in God again, but he just can't. He's too dark and broody.
I'm just a bastard.
Like, it's so stupid. Sorry, the bastard thing.
I take that.
So oh no.
I'm gonna have to release that as a meme with this.
Just a bastard. A lonely loner.
On a lonely road.
Yeah, so it just mentions that, like, for the past, like, year or so, he's just been wandering around looking for the truth. Like, he's literally on, like, a spirit journey or something. Like, he's just wandering the U.S.
Not trying to find himself. He's trying to find a good Christian woman, I guess.
Yeah. No, literally, because he's like, oh, I haven't noticed a woman in, like, 2-3 years or something. And he's like, wow,
she's ugly.
a woman. Yeah, how can I notice her when she's horribly disfigured?
But she does cook like mama.
And so now the cabin is clean, and he could, like, he's like, finally peace, and she's not hammering to break my peace, so everything's good in my little valley, mine. Yeah.
He's like the British.
Right?
He just moves right in.
He just upsets me a lot, so much.
Does he ask her how long he can stay?
They just said like a couple days so far. So they haven't really like narrowed down a timeline, which kind of upsets me. Like, I feel like
that's a little
like
concerning.
you at least write something down. You have
an agreed
and then you call Deb and you tell her the exact details, his phone number, his name and birthday.
Yeah. Are we just supposed to accept all of the like sometimes in books, you as the reader will understand that this is not how the real world works, but we're going to kind of ignore it.
Right.
Does this book even acknowledge that this is really weird? Or does it just assume that this is normal?
It is basically trying to tell you this is how you should be. You should be like Jill. Like, if someone
this
shows
is prescriptive.
up. Yeah.
You
so I
should
think
be
it
like
is
Jill,
like.
not Deb, her sister,
who
would reject him.
Yeah. Even though Deb is also a Christian, so I don't know. She's too nosy. She has too much backbone.
She has too much. She has 2 inches of backbone.
Yes.
That's too much.
That's dangerous.
Jill has 3/4 of an inch.
Right. That's the right proper amount of backbone for a woman.
So he's just going to hang out forever and
Yeah.
eat her food.
Yeah. And now you've cleaned the place.
Oh my God. It made him more comfortable.
Ew.
No.
Men comfortable? Ew.
No.
That's disgusting.
I make sure and throw down lots of dust when
Yes.
Ben comes over.
I bring dust into my house.
I go get dirty socks and I put them in his
Yeah,
way.
I go the full Amelia Bedelia and I'm dressing the turkey in clothes and I'm putting dust down. I'm full Amelia Bedelia. I'm pitching the tent in the woods. You gotta let them know.
Yes. Know their place.
And so then he's like, well, I'm gonna go thank her for cleaning and giving me soup and stuff.
Just leave her alone.
Yeah,
God damn it.
she just wants to be left alone. And now it's suddenly jumping to Jill's point of view, and there's a poor hurt baby bird, and she has to rescue it because everything that comes into her life that is sad, she has to rescue.
Because she's nurturing.
Yes.
We're checking off the nurturing now.
Yes. And she has a pretty good record with baby birds, damn it, because he's like, I don't think it'll make it, it's too young. And she's like, well, I have a pretty good record, I get this.
Wait, is he right?
Yeah.
No!
We don't learn that yet because, of course, the baby bird has just been rescued. But no, spoiler alert, the bird does die.
And he said it wouldn't make it. And
Yeah.
he was right. Fuck it.
Yeah, I didn't even
damn
connect that.
Damn it.
Oh my God, I'm learning new things about this book too.
And you read it, what, 3 times?
Yes.
And this is our second record. It's an onion of misery.
It is. Oh, the layers. I
Every
keep
layer of
peeling.
misery.
My eyes. Just like him when he saw his scar. Oh. But yeah, so she's gonna take care of this little baby bird and put him in a box. I guess while she's got the little baby bird and she's like looking for a box to put it in, the little kid like comes by and she's like, oh no, this poor little bird is hurt. Do you want to come see it? And I guess he like inches a little bit closer, but I don't think he like comes all the way up.
Because she's trying to engage with him somehow. And this might be a way to engage.
Right. And she's like, oh, look, little animal, maybe. And so he does kind of like he definitely understands words, which is nice. And he like kind of like comes up a little closer, and then I think he like gets scared by Keith and runs away. Because, you know, big man, I mean, to be fair.
If he was just getting used to her as well,
Yeah.
it might be less scary to approach a woman. This guy is brand new, and that would be, I was getting familiar with this person, and now there's a new person.
Right.
Not comfortable anymore.
Yeah. So it's like he's very, very skittish. Like, and of course, that's also giving, oh, this poor injured bird.
And then here's poor injured child kind of
Yeah.
idea.
And also, like, I want to impress upon, like, the listener, this has been one day. All in one day he has asked this of her.
You're right.
Yeah. One night? Yeah.
This is
the next day.
This has been like 12 hours?
Yep.
The audacity of this man? Oh,
This man has supreme audacity. Like, it's like the God-given right of audacity kind of shit.
This is similar to, I don't know if it's incel culture, that idea of negging, but it's similar to where you ask a woman to do something kind of arbitrary or small.
Yeah.
To see if she'll do it, to see how malleable she is.
Oh, and then you like keep pushing?
And then you'll know how far you can push.
It's like if you give a mouse a cookie.
Yes.
If you give a Keith a place to stay.
Oh my God, you'll never get rid of it.
Yeah, literally. Plot twist, it's a romance novel. This is terrible. So he has mentioned, of course, to her, like, oh, I don't think that baby bird's going to make it. She's like, I have a good record with baby birds. It's going to be fine. And he's like, oh, she's so nurturing. But who's taking care of her?
She needs a protector and a man around the house.
Sure do. And he's like, okay, well, I'm just going to go back to the cabin and hang out, I guess.
So awkward.
And they still haven't, like, really mentioned, like, a timeline. He hasn't been like, okay, I will be here for exactly a week. Now it jumps to a few days later, and he hasn't strayed far. He's, like, hiked at the local state park and stuff. And I'm like, go stay there!
He also doesn't seem to have anything to do with his personal time.
Yeah.
He sounds like a waste of space.
Yeah. So he's just hanging out around the place. He doesn't see her that often because I guess she's been
doing her normal routine.
Yeah. And he decides he needs to head into town to get more groceries because he's like running low, you know, he needs supplies. And also this is like kind of one of the first mentions of he doesn't get good cell phone signal out there. So he calls his dad from a payphone in town because I guess he still needs to update his dad about where he is.
There were payphones in 2008. Yeah. That is true.
Yeah, those existed.
RIP.
He calls his dad, and his dad's like, hey, how are you? He's like, oh, I'm good. I found this place. It's so peaceful. And there's this lady, and it's a peaceful lady. And
his dad is like, oh, yes, totally normal thing to do, son. Go move in with random woman and eat all of her food.
Right? And he's like, oh, you need some money, son? And he's like, no, Dad, I'm fine.
This is just so immature.
Yeah. And this is when we find out that his dad's name is Bob Michaels, which I think is so stupid. Bob and Keith Michaels. Like,
some first names there.
Yeah. Oof. And so Keith is just kind of like, well, I don't get good cell signal, but as soon as I find out her phone number, I'll give it to you.
He better not call from her landline and run up her bill. Back in the day, calling long distance, you could really rack up a bill.
And he's from like the Midwest, so that is definitely a long distance call.
That is definitely out of local.
Yep. Oh my God. Yeah. And so he's like, well, I'll find out her number and give it to you so we can just chat all the time on her phone because this is all I do is take her stuff.
Do you remember calling other people and telling them to call you back? Because sometimes other people would have free calls after 8 p.m. or something like that and you wouldn't.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
So he's just moving in.
Yeah, he's just decided, okay, well, I'll just give out information just like that store clerk. Yeah,
this is where I live now.
And when they're saying goodbye, of course, Bob Michaels is like, oh, peace be with you, or like, God be with you, son. And he's like, oh, that's so like Dad, just to wish God on me, and I hate God.
I just don't look good.
He's broody. Yeah, he's giving teenager.
Teenage angst.
Oh, Dad. And so now we jump back to Jill while Keith is in town, and Jill is making homemade chocolate chip cookies to lure this child in like a predator.
That's
a little bit.
Better idea than a dying baby bird, probably.
Right. But so far she has tried 2 predator moves of, hey, look at this animal I have, and also,
oh my God, like the missing puppy.
Yeah. So she's like, she's pulled out the book on this one.
That's part of the problem with Christian cultures is they don't look at the actual behavior. They only consider, is this person a Christian? If the person is a Christian, what they're doing is fine. If the person isn't a Christian, oh, now that's danger.
Yep.
That causes so many problems because you don't teach children what behaviors to look out for. You try to put it in this vague stranger danger. Oh, they look scary. We don't know them. And we don't pay attention to, you shouldn't be...
Like, other adults shouldn't be asking you to keep
behaviors.
Secrets. And like, yeah, like,
right.
Yeah.
The fact that she has pure intentions is what they're focusing on in the story. Outsiders are like, this is not appropriate behavior. Maybe you should find out where the kid lives first and go talk to his parents.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I would agree definitely that it's like they decided that it has to be like, well, if you're a Christian, everything is innocuous. It's not ever malicious, and you can do no wrong. But anything that happens with anybody who's not a Christian is suddenly like malevolent. It's coming for you.
Also, Christians are not allowed to have backbones or boundaries.
Yeah.
Which is why she is being portrayed this way.
Yeah.
Also, we're kind of breaking the original premise of the story. The premise was she didn't like being around people because people would stare at her face. People were making her uncomfortable. She became a hermit and moved into this house far away from everyone else. Suddenly, she's allowing this man to stay on her property, and she's trying to engage with a little kid who might... Little children can be actually scared of someone who looks different like them if they haven't seen it like that before. And that is just a natural reaction of a little kid if they just genuinely get scared. They're not meaning anything by it.
Right.
So I don't understand how this premise is supposed to be followed by these behaviors. You know who else will just show up at your house, eat all of your food, tell you what to do, and boss you around?
Great Britain?
Ads.
Oh. Thank you, ads.
And Great Britain.
They're the masters.
Yes, they have taught us all. Ads.
In a world where the Holy Bible is actually a streaming television show with a gigantic special effects budget, the Wrath of Pod podcast reviews every episode.
I think it is really brave to be doing an origin story.
I think I may have heard him say abracadabra, which I thought was a little on the nose.
God created Adam and shoves his hand into his chest like Temple of Doom and yanks this rib out. I'm like, what the fuck?
I think there was better chemistry between Eve and the snake.
Ooh.
Just gonna say that.
One of the men is actually named Lot.
His parents were naming him for the comedic potential, so that people are like, he's a lot. Yeah, I know he's a lot, but how is he at the moment? He's a lot.
You should meet his brother, a handful. And then they chop the foreskins off of everybody's penis.
Join these scripture script doctors as they discuss this fictional hit series. Listen to Wrath of Pod, wherever you get your podcasts.
And we're back for more colonizing of this poor woman's property. What else does he pillage?
How many smallpox blankets can he bring? It would be at least a better book because the message would be clearly he's bad, is the thing.
Right, because we're supposed to like him this whole time.
We're supposed to be like, oh, how charming. Oh, romance.
He bossed her around. I'm loving this.
So as we left, she was baking cookies to lure this child out.
Yep. Moving on. Yep.
And then she hears gravel and she's like, oh, Keith is back. Like, I guess I better go cater to him some more. Yeah. And then she starts thinking about like, oh, I guess my life is lonely. And it's really nice to have a man notice me, a stranger who can look at my scars because they're so disfiguring. And
This poor woman.
yeah, he didn't throw up on sight, so it must, yeah.
Yeah. The bar is in hell. This is why we choose the bear.
This is why we choose the bear. The bear would like,
It would just maul you and kill you and walk
right,
away.
but it's not going to make you cook it breakfast every day. It's like... and we get several prayers like kind of throughout where she's like, oh Lord, help this person. And of course, Keith is like, oh Lord, help her. And then he's like, oh no, I hate you. So I take it back. Every like chapter, we have at least one from each of them pretty much. And it's just like, they just need that.
Oh, that is just so funny.
That is the seasoning in this book, is just peppered throughout.
That is just so funny.
And so now Keith bullies her into eating pizza with him.
Did he bring back pizza?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he brought food and he's like, oh, I want to pay you back. And she's like, I don't know. And he's like, eat this pizza. So she...
Ew, do we have the you must eat stuff? Kind of like 50 Shades of Grey?
No.
Oh, thank God.
No, this doesn't steer anywhere near like kink community or anything like that. So we don't have to deal with that.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Because there's the trope of the woman doesn't eat enough. She eats like a bird and he makes her eat.
Right.
I hate that trope
Yeah.
so much.
I unfortunately forget to eat. So that is like...
We do have to bully you into eating because you actually forget.
That is unfortunately part of my life.
But you have ADHD and you wander off in the middle of a meal.
Right.
And we have to chase you down and say you forgot this.
It's just like nail me to the spot in case.
In most stories, it's inappropriate.
Okay, and so she is heating up the pizza they're going to eat on the back porch together.
Is this a date? Do either of them think of this as a date?
I don't think so.
We are supposed to think of it as a date,
I think so. I think we're supposed to kind of get an idea of like, oh, look at them just hanging out. They must enjoy being together.
And then from here, if it was a movie, we would have a montage.
Yeah, kind of. I guess it's the evening now. She is...
Wait, is this the second day or the first day he's been here? Or are we a week out?
We're like a few days out now because it jumped. It was like the day, the day after. And then it was like, oh, for the next few days, something happened. And then suddenly...
We're doing time jumps.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's a few days later.
Gotcha.
Now she is going to bed and they're like, going to sleep for the night after they did pizza date thing on the porch.
Yeah.
Keith is like thinking to himself while he's like, I guess cleaning up, whatever, splashing water on his face. Do people do that in real life? They talk about it a lot in books. I don't know many people who just splash water on their face.
I wash my face with water at bedtime because I'm really sensitive to soap on my face.
Right.
But I wash my face with water,
Yeah.
like scrub it.
It sounds like he literally gets a handful of water and just splats it and then just walks away.
Most people do that, but it is very romantic man.
Yeah.
Oh, he tough.
But he's just brooding about how alone she is and how lonely she must be. And it didn't feel right for such a young woman to be cut off from the world, even if she was a troll.
And that's not his decision.
Right.
That's not up to him.
No, it's insane. And he's like thinking about like, oh, how do I break through her defenses? What?
Ah, yes. Well, he is Great Britain.
Trebuchet! I'll simply invent the wheel. No.
How many boats can I fill up?
How many dead plague bodies can I throw over this wall? And now we find out that on his way back from town, he formulated some kind of plan and he wants her to go along with this. He hasn't told her yet because he's like going to bed. But now we find out he has more plans.
Oh my. Yeah, because he should be coming to the end of his couple of days.
No, he is going to continue to do this. Yeah, it's like Gandalf with the Hobbit, with the dwarves, but worse.
Telling Beorn how to meet the dwarves. Well, there's just one.
Yeah.
Well, he does have a friend. Oh, there is a third.
And if you have 3, you have to have 4, of course.
It's Mouse with a Cookie.
Yeah. And so it's the next day because, you know, he went to sleep after being like, oh, evil plans. She is wearing the hat while they're eating, because I guess they're eating another meal. They're on the porch, and he chides her for wearing the hat because she's just doing it for vanity. And she's like, I need to protect it from the sun. And he's like, there's no sun here. Like, he knows.
You legitimately need to cover burn scars with hats and protective clothing.
Even in the shade.
Yes.
Because guess what? There's still light.
I have been burned in the shade.
Yup.
He just thinks he knows better about everything.
And he has decided it is because of vanity. She's hiding it because she feels like she's ugly.
Just let the woman be comfortable on her own
It's
property.
her house.
It's her own hat. It's her own face.
He's just the worst. And he's like,
You
I've
know
already
what?
seen your face, Jill. Let me see it again.
But we could have made this a modesty thing.
Yeah.
This could be, oh, she's so modest. She doesn't want people to stare at her. She doesn't want people to look. No, you're vain.
Ugh.
Everything she does, we're going to take it in the worst light possible. Everything he does, we're going to take in the best light possible.
Yeah. But now he's telling her that she has lovely hair and eyes the color of autumn. What color is that? Does she have orange eyes?
We both immediately think orange maple leaf.
I'm like, I'm sorry, is this...
She has little maple leaf orange pupils.
Little pumpkins.
Your eyes are the Canadian flag.
That's crazy. No wonder she was so flammable. No.
Brown? Brown is
like golden? Like hazel? Like, I don't know what that means.
Green being spring.
Right. I don't, like, it feels so vague to be meaningless.
Yeah, he's not a poet.
Yeah.
No.
Like, it doesn't describe enough, like, it doesn't give a visualization, it just makes confusion.
Yeah.
He says it's a shame to keep all that beauty hidden away. And that's weird because that's vanity.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? And now we get another thing about how, he's been walking in wide circles around women because, actually he calls them females here. Females in general, yeah. And he's like, you have like a beautiful heart. And she says in a not so pretty package.
Let's just put her down every opportunity.
Yep. She says that about herself, which is sad. And it is written by a woman. Again, this is sad.
No, we're going to put her down every single time.
And he's saying like, you hide here because you're afraid of people seeing you. And that's vain or something. He literally... So he gets her to take off the hat. I guess that's that. She exposes herself to
the sun
cancer, potentially. Because that's another thing with burns is like that's part of why you have to keep them so protected.
Yeah, you're at higher risk of cancer afterwards.
So he's trying to kill her is what I'm getting at.
He's thoughtless. He's thoughtless and careless.
And he's decided that because for some reason she doesn't want to be seen that it's vanity now.
Yeah.
It's like arbitrary to me.
I did not like going out in public for a long time after I got burned. I was burned under my knees from like mid-calf down to my feet. Mm-hmm. And it was the summertime. I couldn't wear sneakers for, 6 months maybe? People would just stare.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy being stared at, people looking at my legs and making comments. People that I didn't know their name, I had maybe seen them one time, would walk up to me and look at my feet and just make comments at me. That's just exhausting.
Yeah.
It's exhausting to have people talk to you about things like that.
Like, nobody wants to have to go through that constantly. Like, you just want to go through your day.
You just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
You're already in pain. You're already exhausted. You already don't want to deal with this shit. And people just make it so much worse.
Where I have short hair and Bam Bam has long hair, every now and again we'll get just a random old person who gives us like the craziest stink eye. And I'm like, are you confused? What's happening?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like sometimes just like open mouth staring at us.
Do they think like maybe
they don't
think
say anything?
You're two guys?
Maybe? Or
You're
maybe
fairly tall.
Right. And I like I'm not like super buxom or anything.
You're you can be androgynous when you want to be.
Yeah. And so like maybe.
But just having people stare, it just is uncomfortable and rude.
Yeah. Especially if you already have something that you're like self-conscious about, like with burns or scars or maybe like a disability, something like that.
He's just judging her for no reason.
Yeah. And now he gets an even better look at his scars, so he describes them some more and how horrible they are.
Again?
Again! This book is just like tragedy porn about her face.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why don't we call this the ugly duckling and be over with it?
The ugly duckling at the end of the rainbow. This pot of gold's ugly. And now he's looking into her eyes and not staring at her scar anymore. Wow. Applause for him. Mm-hmm. Like, he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize for that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Now he's going to try to convince her that he should stay even longer.
I'm so surprised.
He gives her some money to, like, settle up the bill through tonight, which means he hadn't paid in a while. Like, I feel like...
I would want paying every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
So that's weird. And she's kind of upset, I think, like, that she thinks he's gonna leave.
Oh.
Because she's very lonely, I guess.
She just now noticed that she was lonely.
Right. But now he wants to extend his visit. Mm-hmm. And if she'll let him, he wants to stay there. Imagine that. Mm-hmm. And she's surprised. She's like, oh, you want to stay? Yeah. It's like whatever it is a night. You feed him, you clean up after him, and he has an entire cabin.
Does the cabin have a bathroom?
I think it does, yeah.
I was just imagining him shitting in the woods.
That's why the kid's afraid of him. He just, like, makes horrible noise. Oh my gosh.
Then this is a actually very nice cabin if it has a bathroom.
Yeah, running water, a bathroom, power,
That's
a fridge.
Basically a house.
Yeah.
And probably a microwave.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that should be way expensive per night.
I agree. Full agree. Of course. I swear, this book, so many times, like, it's like every other paragraph, it has to mention how her beauty is marred by her disfigured face. Like, it doesn't make sense. Why do we have to keep bringing it up? We have established, right, that she has a scar, that she has trauma. We don't have to bring it up.
No. She's probably padding word count a little bit. It seems like we have certain events that happen, and then time passes. New event happens.
Yes. It's not
isn't
good.
A very filled out plot or even a lot of character development. It's kind of empty.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. And it's kind of a nothing sandwich. Like, it's just filled with random nothingness. And then there's, like, a few things that happen. But realistically, you could have made this story happen within, like, 2 weeks because of, like, how little.
Right. And probably a few chapters.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this could have been a lot shorter. And it's already
This could have been
short.
an email.
It's already under 300 pages. Like, it's not a very big book.
Right, and it's really small.
Yeah.
How is he going to convince her to let him stay longer?
He doesn't even really have to try.
Oh.
She's just like, oh, cool, you don't have to pay. And he's like, no, I'm gonna pay. Why does she keep wanting him not to pay?
Yeah, I'd be getting really concerned about squatters' rights. And getting rid of him when you actually need to is going to start getting really hard.
Yeah. You still don't really know anything about him. I mean, she doesn't know his dad. She did, like, as far as I know, he still hasn't, like, talked to his dad at her house or anything. So she doesn't know anything about this guy.
We're not even getting a romantic connection between them.
Like, oh, he also really loves to paint flowers or, you know, anything.
Yeah.
He is very
They don't
bland.
have anything in common.
No.
They don't even have, like, they don't seem to have personalities
He
either.
does carpenter things, and that's his personality.
Oh, like Jesus.
Yes, like Jesus. He does carpentry and hates God like Jesus.
Dad, why are you doing this to me?
But he's kind of like, well, do you know where I could get some handiwork, you know, odd jobs to, like, I guess, pay my way? And I feel like that's a much longer term thing than just a couple weeks. That feels like months plan to me. Like,
And you don't have a source of income and you've been driving across the country?
yes, for at least a year.
Has he been begging?
I don't know. It sounds like his dad offers him
this?
money.
He's been doing this to dozens of other women.
It's a serial scam. It's like,
He does sad puppy dog eyes and random women let him move in and then he gets tired and he moves on.
I'm pretty sure there was a Criminal Minds episode about this. And then they loved him too much and he killed them.
There's a series of books and it's just each woman that...
That would be funny. And they're all named after, like, whatever magical place he decided to stop at, yeah.
Yep. But this one will turn him to God.
Right. So he's like, do you have any idea, like, some little odd jobs I could get? I'm good at carpentry. And she says, well, I've actually been wanting to make a little art studio for myself. She has a whole cabin, by the way, one thing. She wants a little art studio so that she can paint in it, because she does paintings, and she sells them like at a local place, but she doesn't do like a ton of them.
Carpentry is not a general contractor who can build a goddamn building.
Right.
Carpentry is like tables and such, right? Or am I crazy?
No, you're right. They're like specialists for different things like flooring and yeah.
You might get a carpenter in to do the railings on your stairs, or maybe even do your stairs.
Maybe even like potentially design a wooden barn, but like at the same time, like that's multiple people, I think.
Construction company level stuff with a lot of different people.
But somehow he seems to know how to do the construction-y things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would not walk in that place and trust those floors.
Me
but
either.
Okay.
Yeah. He definitely doesn't have a license in this state.
No. We're not going to tell insurance about this third building.
Right. We don't need to worry about
We don't worry about fire codes here.
And he's like, oh, well, I'll just build that for you, and that will be payment.
That will be rent.
Yep.
So he gets to pull off his shirt and be hot and sweaty in the sun with the hammer and look all cool, and she can admire him from the shade.
Yep. Oh, and also she designed the art studio that she wants.
So she's an architect
So
too.
she is also an architect part-time, apparently. Yeah.
All of these romance novels have people with random abilities.
Right. It's like, oh, I'm also like a chess master, like a grandmaster chess or whatever it is.
I have this job and this career, but I'm also fantastic at cake decorating.
Yeah. I'm a whiz at computer programming for no reason. I'm in. But then they're talking about this project, this art studio because that's a big project, a whole building. Because I'm not really clear if it's like attached to the house or separate, like if it's its own like little shed, if it's a kind of greenhousey. It doesn't describe it enough.
Right. It's just a reason to extend his stay beyond what the author originally fabricated.
Yeah.
Should have gone with my idea, and his car's broken down, and...
Right? And then he's like, oh, I have to work on this car or something.
He's waiting for the parts to come in.
Like something happened to the ferry and they can't get But they've decided it could take at least 3 weeks. Up to like a few months, depending.
The whole summer.
Yes.
Until the fall.
Yeah. When it's cold in Washington State on an island.
I've always wanted to go to Washington.
And
I want to see the Pacific Northwest.
I do too.
Let's go together after we've graduated.
Yes. Oh, we could like take some of the trains up there. That would be really cool. I love that.
Bam Bam, you're not invited. Anyway, they both agree to this idea.
Right. And she says, you don't have to worry about like paying me pretty much. And also, I'll give you food. And like meals are on me. So he's getting the best end of this deal.
And he gets to handle the tools like a man should,
Yeah.
not little old her.
And she has stocked that tool shed up for him, buddy. That's what she was meant to do. God wanted this.
She will be the dainty little wife doing the cooking and cleaning, and he can do the manly stuff.
Right.
Because he's a man.
Also in here, like, she's kind of mentioning, like, oh, my sister and her son are going to be coming out to, like, visit in, like, a week or something. And they're going to stay, I think, for 2 weeks, kind of hang out for, like, summer vacation. You know, that's, like, a yearly thing. He's like, cool. So then next we kind of jump to they're already there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's really weird the way it jumps versus, like, sometimes when it'll stretch out a full day. And
Yeah, it felt like the first third of the book was day one.
It was, pretty much, yeah.
The pacing in this book could take some work.
It's very, it's stuttery. So now we have Deb and her son Dominic, who I think is like 10-ish. I don't know if they mentioned.
He's a kid. He's not a teen, but he's not little.
Yeah. I think he's a little older than the random stray child. And they're, just kind of having like general morning talk. Like this kid, I guess, wakes up early and his mom doesn't. And so she's like, why couldn't I have a normal kid? And he's just like, I'm like Aunt Jill. Ha ha ha.
I mean, most kids wake up early.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And then we find out that they are not staying in the cabin. Keith is still staying in the cabin. So they're sleeping in the house with Jill. And actually, Deb says she prefers it that way because one time when she stayed out there, a deer stared at her through the window and she got scared. I guess it was very, like, traumatizing.
I mean, you never know.
Right? That's some kind of state she was changing. Is like peeping Tom.
Peeping deer.
And so they're all just kind of like a little cooped up in the house, but it's summertime. You know, they're getting out, they're having fun, they're going on hikes, having a good time. Of course, they have to do the little bit of, well, why'd you bring in this suitcase? Like the whole kitchen sink because it's so heavy because because Deb's a woman. And she had to overpack.
She carries so much luggage, and a man would never need to carry that much luggage.
Yeah, and it's only the absolute necessity. It's like, okay, yeah, it depends on what you're doing. It might be a lot of stuff.
Also, guess who always ends up going to the woman asking for extra socks and chapstick and sunscreen?
Yep. I have had to swoop in for many a man in my life, unfortunately. And I don't even have children. Yeah, that's the other thing is she's packing for her and the kid.
Right. Also, off to an island where she cannot buy the things easily or cheaply that she needs.
Probably multiple pairs of shoes.
You should overpack in that situation.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think
she was driving. It's not like she's flying.
Yeah.
It's not like you're getting charged per ounce.
Oh my God, yeah. I hate that kind of stuff. Like trying to decide if your bag is just right or too heavy.
Oh God, that was so stressful flying out to California, yeah.
Yeah. And also, during like the breakfast scene, we find out that for no reason whatsoever, out of the blue, we find out that Deb has gained a few pounds over the years.
Well, that's because she has too much backbone.
Right. And she has gluttony. It's the gluttony.
She is not a good Christian woman.
She's wearing a long, shapeless t-shirt to disguise the few extra pounds she'd been trying to lose for the past 5 years. Why is that necessary?
We're just putting her down?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
But we like Deb.
We like Deb. The book doesn't like Deb, I think.
Really?
I think the book thinks Deb's a bitch.
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the book is like, oh, look at that meddling Deb. And she's so pushy and always asking questions.
And she weighs 2 pounds overweight.
Right. And then she wears this ugly t-shirt. Ew.
Jesus Christ, why is this author is obsessed with people's looks and weight?
That's vanity.
That is vanity. She is sinning.
We also get the introduction to Deb's husband, who is Tony. He is not with them, but she mentions him a lot. And she even says that after being with him for, I think, 5 years, or 10 years maybe, she said that she's Italian by osmosis. And I guess she, like, attributes her pushiness to that or something. I don't know. So there's also weirdly, like,
anti-Italian
sentiment. They had to add in, like, some flavor. And they were like, you know, Italians
and their opinions.
Like, you know how Italians are. Oh, my God. So, like, it was like she was, like, just waiting for random little spots to just sprinkle in a little, like, misogyny, like, body shaming. Yeah. Oh, and you know how we just mentioned how her t-shirt was, like, shapeless and to hide her pounds?
Is Jill wearing a beautiful sundress or some such?
I think she's, like, I don't think it really mentions her clothes as much.
Oh.
Weirdly enough here. But it does mention that Keith shows up and his t-shirt accentuates his biceps and his chest muscles. And his t-shirt is hot and her t-shirt is not.
We're comparing them and their t-shirt.
It doesn't compare them,
directly,
but it does put them in the same
scene.
Yep.
See, he doesn't
He wears a snug t-shirt.
And he doesn't have the sin of gluttony.
Right.
So he has cum gutters.
Oh, God. He just works out all day in his car? Like, what is he doing?
After driving for 3 years, you would not have.
Right. I feel like also after driving for 3 years, your carpentry skills, it's going to be so much harder because, like, the bending over and stuff.
You have to maintain that kind of physical work.
Yeah.
This book is not in reality.
It's not in reality. Ugh. So Keith shows up and he's just like, hey, sorry for like the early start. And they're like, oh, we were already up. Fuck you.
If only.
Right? Deb is like, oh, I'm a mess. You should have told me that he was going to show up, I guess, so that I could dress nicer. And Jill's like, why? You're married. You have a kid. It doesn't matter. And she says, my dear sister, a woman always likes to be noticed by a handsome man. It's good for the ego. So she's vain. And she yeah.
Is that considered bad or good?
I don't know,
in
because
this
earlier
scene?
we were like trying to say that like Jill should be wanting people to look at her.
And we were saying Deb is wearing a formless t-shirt,
Yeah.
which is bad.
And it's uggo.
And she's saying, I wish I'd known he was coming over, I would have dressed better.
Right.
Which I can understand. If I have
Yeah.
a visitor and I didn't put on a bra and I'm wearing my pajamas, I'm
That's
like,
so real.
I wish I had time to go put on jeans and, a normal shirt, not
Yeah.
one covered in spaghetti sauce
Yeah.
or whatever.
Like if I'm staying the night over here, I'm in my horse clothes or whatever. Like,
Yeah. And you want to have
covered in hay or
decent
whatever.
clothes when you're around other people you're not around normally.
Yeah.
You can be comfy in your PJs when it's, you got just you guys over here, whatever. But if it's other people, you want to wear something a little more nice.
Yeah.
We just don't like Deb, apparently. Anything she does would be wrong. Because if she dressed up nicely, we would say she's trying to steal him and she's straying from her husband.
Right.
She dresses down and doesn't care. She's a slob.
Oh, yeah.
She can't win.
She doesn't care about her looks, but then she does care about her looks too much. And then it's like, yeah.
Yep.
Also-
2 pounds overweight. Good grief.
Like, ew.
What the fuck? She's had a
Leave
kid.
her alone. Oh my God. And we also find out, like, in this kind of scene, like, I guess Keith goes off to work on his man stuff. We find out that Jill literally knows nothing about him still, and it has been weeks. Yeah. She just knows that he's been on the road a while. So she doesn't know his dad. She doesn't know his backstory. It's been weeks. That's weird.
That's concerning.
Yeah.
Is Deb concerned?
Yes.
Oh, see?
Yep.
That's evil to be concerned.
And Jill is like, I didn't want to pry. And this is how we show that Deb is just trying to get her fingers in and learn
So
everything. So
nosy.
nosy. And that's from the Italians.
That is... But it would normally come up in conversation if you were spending every single day, nearly every single meal together. These things should be coming up.
Yeah.
Even just organically.
Right. It's like he doesn't have likes or dislikes. It's very much...
We're going to take 2 Barbies and smash them together. Take this. You're married now.
My Kens!
That's how we learned about scissoring.
My lesbian Barbies were always like... I mean, whoever had more than one Ken doll, but we always had like 15 Barbies.
A million Barbies.
You can't have them all be straight like that.
Although
or
I
it's
will
sister
say,
wives.
what's really funny is when I was at the age to play with Barbies, I wasn't allowed to. Mom banned Barbies. I had friends who played with Barbies.
Right.
And then by the time you were at that time, Mom had taken that rule away.
But then also, I think some signs might have been seen early on because I was stealing our brother's G.I. Joe
G.I.
clothes and putting their clothes on my Barbies to make them cooler.
Yep.
Because I was like, ew, this is ugly.
And also I was like, why are we not allowed to have Barbies and he's allowed to have G.I. Joe?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's a plastic doll.
Yeah, with unrealistic proportions usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the whole thing. We're also finding out, of course, again, Jill's an excellent cook. Every time she comes out here, Deb eats way too much because she's just a fat glutton with too much weight. Now we find out Keith had a wife and she died. Does he say how many years? Just a couple years ago. And that they didn't have any children. Because I
Okay.
guess Deb was like talking about, herself. Like, how do you have any kids? Like, I
It
have
takes
kids.
Deb moving in to get any of this information out of his mouth.
Yep. She has to pry because he will not divulge this information organically.
This is insane.
Yeah. And apparently he also dodges some of her questions, which is weird.
And
He
concerning.
doesn't. Yeah. Like you're living here, dude.
Yeah.
We don't know you.
Yeah.
And I guess that's enough that they're like, oh, well, we feel bad now for asking because your wife is dead. Deb doesn't feel too bad because she keeps asking questions. about, like, if he was always doing carpentry. He's like, no, I've done other stuff. My dad was a carpenter, and he taught me how to do carpentry stuff. So we're finally getting some background on Keith about his dad. I think this is Jill talking. She says, my dad's a lawyer. So we're kind of getting a little bit of their background, but they never talk about their parents really, like, ever again. I don't know if their parents are alive for Jill and Deb. No idea.
That's just kind of weird.
Yeah. It's very much like they're isolated. I can't tell if they have living family or go to holidays anywhere. Like,
The author didn't bother with a backstory.
yeah.
For
Didn't flesh any
them
of this out.
beyond whatever caused these traumas.
Right.
Basically.
Well, we find out that when Jill was rehabbing the house, she lived in the cabin, and that's why she has such a nice tool shed. And once again, he's impressed that she knows tools. Dominic says, your face looks better this year, because it's only been, I think, 3 years since she got burned.
Oh.
And so that's, like,
Yeah.
pretty recent. Like, your scars change a lot in those first, like, 5 years.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah.
Also, it would make a lot of sense for her to be covered up if it's so fresh.
Yeah.
I had sun sensitivity for about 5 years.
Yeah.
Where being in the sun was uncomfortable. Also, around the time between 5 and 7 years after you get burned, you'll start reacting to heat. Your skin tissue, the scar tissue, literally will react to heat and cause like hives.
Ugh.
Her wearing a sun hat, the fact we're making this an issue infuriates me.
Yeah.
It just makes me very mad.
Like, how dare you accommodate your issues and, like...
And protect yourself.
Yeah.
You protect your body.
And it's been, like, so recently. It's fine for her to still be traumatized.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like, to want to... 3 years is not
3 years
that long.
is not long. No. I was still having PTSD nightmares about it for 3 years.
Yeah. And they're acting like she should just get over it and be fine.
Yeah. That is also a very common Christian sentiment
Right.
in my experience.
Ugh. It's gross. It's really gross because it's like he should enjoy the now and stuff, but at the same time he keeps remembering his stuff. But she should just completely forget her past.
He's allowed to grow with it, and she's supposed to just move on.
Yes.
Yeah. It makes him dark and brooding.
Yeah.
It makes her pathetic.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we skip a bit
Yeah, we do skip a bit.
till he's like working on the studio for a while?
I think it's late.
No, they meet that little kid.
Yeah. But again, Jill is like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do when Keith leaves because man
I'm suddenly
exists here.
dependent on him.
Right. So Deb and Dominic are still there, so it's definitely been within like 2 weeks, but I think it's maybe like a week after that first like morning and everything. Dominic has started hanging out with the little stray boy. He calls him George because the little kid doesn't talk at all, and so
Right. He
he's
wanted
like,
something to call him.
yeah,
calls
so
him
he
George.
just calls him George. And they're like running around and they're helping take care of the little baby bird because it's still alive
Oh.
currently. They're just running around having fun, being kids. They're about the same. They're like pretty similar in age. I think Dominic's like 7 or 8 and this kid's maybe 6. So they're feeding him because I guess he looks a little skinny, like not necessarily.
I mean, we're already feeding the neighborhood. Why
That's
stop at
true,
him?
right? Might as well just open up the soup kitchen. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then they're going to have a picnic lunch out in the field. I think Jill makes brownies and like, you know, a bunch of little things, and like the kids are really excited and they're all eating and having a nice time when there's a yell from the woods right beside the meadow, and it's an old man and he's yelling, Kyle, you get back here. And he's like, I told you not to go over there and stuff like that. And they think that it's the kid's grandpa because he looks older than like a dad. He seems pretty like angry, but I guess Keith gives him a look that tells him you can't beat that kid in front of me, and he doesn't. So he scares him
him
off.
his boss.
Yeah, I don't. That was the weirdest description. It was just like, oh, he gave him a look, and so he just walked off.
Yeah. Oh, you're a tough guy, eh?
And so now we know that the little kid is Kyle, at least, and we do know that he has a parental
He
figure
has
of some sort.
kind of supervision nearby.
Right. And hopefully is not being beaten as we speak.
Right.
Then it immediately cuts to after Deb and Dominic leave.
Oh.
Yeah. So now they're gone.
Okay.
The
God, the
time jumps.
pacing.
Yeah. I guess Kyle hasn't really come around for a couple days after they left. I mean, you know, you get, like, it's a lot easier for kids to trust other kids. And
especially if they were playing together really nicely.
Right.
That would be a lot easier to come and play again versus you don't really play with adults, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, there's not much for, like, little kids to do with adults like that aren't, like...
Unless the adult is willing to play. Unless the adult gets a Frisbee and is like, let's play Frisbee. Or has a ball and says, we can play ball together. You know, the adult has to do a lot more effort to interact with a little kid that age.
Yeah. But Jill is taking care of the little baby bird. I'm trying to remember what they named it. It was something stupid. Homer. They named the bird Homer.
Oh.
Which doesn't make much sense to me because I don't think it's a pigeon, but... She's taking care of this poor little sick bird. They've had it in a little box they made for it. Kyle shows up at the door and he's like peeking around the corner, you know, and he's like interested. And she's like, oh, well, do you want to come see him and like take care of him again? And I think he just like nods his head. He doesn't speak for so much of this book. He's nonverbal. She tells him, okay, well, you can, you know, feed him and like look after him. I'm going to go paint in the meadow. She has her easel set up. She's like painting landscapes. Later, he comes down and she has actually set up another little easel over there and she like set out some paints for him so that he can like paint too.
That's sweet.
Yeah. And so he like paints a little bit. She kind of has an idea that he might be nearsighted. I think he like has trouble.
He gets really close up to it and squints.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so she's kind of getting an idea of, like, he might have some, like, medical neglect or something going on. He eventually has to, like, run back home. I don't think his grandpa shows up, but he just knows it's, like, time. And she's like, it's fine. I'll pick up the canvas for you, and you can finish it later. And so she, like, picks it up. She tries to follow him through the woods to figure out where he lives, which, again, a little creepy, but I do understand it.
Yeah. If he's coming around, it seems like he doesn't have glasses and he needs them.
Yeah.
It would be better to get a little more information.
Yeah. It's just kind of weird that she also tried to make sure he didn't see her. So it's...
Yeah.
Like, once again, we could make this into so many kinds of different books. Like, and all of them are horror. She actually loses sight of him because she's trying to stay hidden. And so she turns back and goes back to the meadow and she's like a little disappointed. But she's just going to wait for him to come back because she doesn't really have enough reason to suspect abuse to where calling CPS is warranted. So now it jumps to the next morning without really telling you. And so that was a little confusing for me. But it is now the next morning. Keith has come up to like the door and he's like, I think there's something wrong with Kyle, which is definitely worrying.
Yeah.
And she has apparently had trouble sleeping recently. And so she's like, whoa, like kind of a little out of it. But she comes outside and he is crying. Like he's really, really upset. And the bird is dead.
Oh.
And he's really, really sad that Homer died.
Oh.
And he's, like, still nonverbal, so she knows he can't, like, communicate his feeling, and she, like, sits with him and, like, hugs him. Yeah.
Poor kid.
Yeah.
That must be really hard to have those feelings and not be able to say them.
Right. And she thinks here is where he first notices she has, like, significant scars on her face. Because
it's the first time they're so close physically.
Yeah. Oh. And so he, like, kind of, like, looks at him and, like, touches them like a little kid would. You know, he's not, like, He then pulls up his sleeve and shows her some round burns, and she's pretty sure they're from cigarette burns.
Oh.
Yeah, and they look deliberate, like a few of them.
That's really bad.
Yeah, and he's like a 6-year-old.
Yeah, he's
and,
little.
I mean, realistically, no one should have those,
No,
but yeah, definitely not a 6-year-old.
No. So now she does have a sign that she needs to call CPS or get more involved.
Right. And so she is going to look into that. I think she gets in contact with the local social worker.
At least the book does deal with civil authorities instead of just praying about it.
Yeah. Keith mentions that he has dealt with abuse cases in the past. Once again, I don't think she knows that he has Okay, so we know right now that he has been a pastor in the past. He's a reverend. I don't know what denomination. They don't mention it.
Right.
She doesn't know this. He just keeps mentioning vague things like, oh, I've seen this in the past. Yeah.
He could be anything from a psychopath to a social worker.
Yes.
As far as she knows.
Yeah, he could have caused those situations.
Yeah.
We don't know.
She doesn't know he was a pastor.
Yeah. She doesn't know.
But we know in the book.
Kind of. We have an idea that he used to be some kind of someone people would go to. And that he believed in God. So I think we're supposed to have an idea that he's a pastor.
But there's really no reason to play coy with this.
Right.
It's not a big reveal, is it?
Not really.
Huh.
It doesn't make sense to hide it.
Yeah. That's the weird thing.
Yeah. All right. So she does get in contact with the local social worker. Mm-hmm. The social worker kind of gets back to her in a day or two and is like, hey, thanks for bringing this to our attention. It's not bad enough for us to take him away because he does have food, clothing, there's stuff he has access to. And
kids have to be in dire straits for CPS to take you away.
Right. It also sounds like it was actually Kyle's dad who was doing the cigarette burns and
old
abusing
scars, not current.
Kyle's dad dropped him off with his grandpa 6 weeks ago or 6 months ago, something like that.
Okay. So that makes more sense now. We finally understand why.
Yeah. And also why he just randomly showed up too. So she finds out his name.
Well, we know his name is Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle Corbett. Mm-hmm. And he lives with his grandpa. And he is turning 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's about ready to start school, and she's like, he hasn't started any of the paperwork for that, so, we're trying to get him on that, and we're trying to get him into the doctor for, eyeglasses. So there's a lot going on in that. Also, Jill has a visit from her friend who does the art gallery in town, and she's like, hey, sold your paintings. This guy was interested in a few others. I think she mentions here, that he might be wanting to do a show in December. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I don't really know. And she's like, it's fine. We can discuss it later. Kyle's grandfather is really mad about the CPS visit.
Oh, yeah.
He shows up at her door in the evening with a lantern, and he's yelling at her and waving a lantern in her face.
Yeah.
And it scares her. And so she's backing up. I mean, I would be scared.
Yeah. Which he wasn't abusing Kyle. So I can understand him feeling really defensive and not wanting the government to get involved with how he's taking care of this kid. But this kid really needs services.
Yeah. Also, not an excuse to be able to go onto someone else's property and scare them.
No. Does Keith rescue her?
Yes. Keith comes in and he's like, get off her property. She said go. Mm-hmm. And so he runs off because, it's a man.
There's a man.
Yeah.
No.
Because he doesn't take orders from women or whatever. Oh my God. And so then they're talking about the potential for a art installation / show in December. He thinks she should do it. And she's really nervous about it because it also involves her showing up and seeing
She'll have to
people.
Be in person. People
it's very
see
public.
Her. Yeah.
And also honestly, I feel as an artist, kind of getting recognition is a little scary because then it opens you up to so much more critique than you've ever had before if you were just selling it at local galleries. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I could see that being really scary.
But he is going to make her grow as a person and lead.
Right. Now we get to hear Jill's sad backstory too.
Okay, we finally find out what happened.
Yeah. She was sick. This was 3 years ago. She had a husband and a daughter.
She was sick?
When it happened.
Oh.
So she had the flu or something, right?
Oh, God.
So basically she had a cough medicine that had codeine in it, and it knocked her out, and she woke up in the fire.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Okay. So it was Christmas time. She brings out the picture. She's like, we were so happy. Everything was perfect. She does say that she insisted every year on having old-fashioned light bulbs and a real Christmas tree.
Oh, no.
Even though her husband didn't want it because he was an insurance salesman and knew it was dangerous.
Safe.
And so it's her fault.
It's doubly her fault because she was sick.
Right, yeah. And so she woke up, it was smoky. Her husband went to go get their daughter. She ran to the neighbors to call for like help and like fire.
Yeah.
And by the time she got back, they hadn't come out and she was really worried, and she tried to go back in to bring them out, and she got pinned by a flaming board, and it like
and that's how she got
her.
burned.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And it turns out they actually died of smoke inhalation. So I guess they were in like,
they got stuck and were oh my God.
Yeah. So like really traumatic.
Really, really fucking traumatic.
Really traumatic. And then to like, yeah. So that happened 3 years ago. And after that, with the insurance money and everything, she moved out, you know, to isolation because fuck,
yeah. You just need some time alone. You don't need to deal with people judging you and getting in your shit.
Right.
Oh my God.
But yeah, she had too much backbone and she wanted this thing and she pushed
She
for
told
it.
her husband no, and he died as a consequence.
Yep.
Jesus.
Unfortunate.
It's her fault.
And it doesn't really like super bring up the problem of evil here, because I think they want to gloss over that, you know, how Christians do.
Yeah.
And instead she's just like, oh, well, with Jesus I was able to move past it. She's like,
because that's how that works.
right, yeah. It's really, her whole life is sad.
Yeah, for real.
And now, like, why would you go and just try to take care of this random man? I don't know. I do not know. Sorry, 1 second. I'm trying to remember. It's been a minute.
Does he tell her his backstory now?
No, actually. Yeah, he's actually still a mystery.
Does he, like, accept her and say it's okay?
Yeah, I think he says, like, it's not your fault. You know,
He's supportive.
he wants to give her sympathy. He doesn't really know how to react. He, for some reason, he is tempted to kiss her
After
that, and she knows that, and that's supposed to be romantic, I think.
Ew.
Yeah, she just unloaded some trauma. You don't that's not the appropriate time.
No. Plus, you're Christian. Side hug only.
Right. And also, she's horribly scarred. And no man can ever touch her again. Because that's how scars work, right? You can't be touched? Yeah, I knew it.
We become magnets. You get close and it's reversed and 3 feet separate.
Yeah. Okay. So Keith is back in town. He's getting like some more parts to put on the thing now because it's like the next day after. I guess he's already made like connections and like met people in town. And somebody's like, hey, somebody was going to start a construction project and they wanted you. And I thought about you. Like, would you want to do that? It starts up in like November, I think. And he's like, oh, I don't know if I want to be around that long. And he just gets to thinking about another extension he could put on his stay there. Oh, I guess I moved forward a little bit. So now she actually didn't get the invitation for the art gallery until like just now. So
That's okay. We can just skip that.
After he gets back, they're kind of hanging out. All of a sudden, Kyle shows up and he is like scared. He's running. He's really freaked
Panicking.
out. Yes. He shows up. He finally speaks and he says, help. Truck fell. Yeah. And so Keith runs out. Actually, he's like, how far is it? And which direction? And he like runs through the woods. Meanwhile, Jill takes Kyle because she's like, okay, well, whatever's happening, you don't need to be there.
Yeah.
You're 6. And she takes him inside and like tries to get him calmed down. And then we kind of jump to, she has Kyle calm down. He's fallen asleep on the couch and Keith is coming back in the police car. And at first she was scared that the police were coming to tell her that that Keith died. Essentially, she's like, whoa. But he's in the cop car because he ran out there. Turns out Kyle's grandpa was working on their truck and he had it jacked up and somehow the jack came loose and he got pinned.
Oh my God.
And he ended up dying like on the scene.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Let's just, what is it with, hey, we're gonna do cute romance novel. Let's just sprinkle in trauma on everybody.
Let's make everyone die.
Let's make everyone lose a close family member.
Yeah. So horrific. They're like, okay, Kyle is going to have real hard time with this.
This is bad. This is so bad.
Yeah, he's, poor kid. They decide, like, I guess to tell him in the morning.
They leave Kyle with her?
Yeah.
The cops do?
Yeah, the cops, I don't think, really even talk that much.
Because they should have had a social worker come out and get him with
They
the
should
cops.
have, except that it's like the next day when Jill calls the social worker and is the one who informs her that Kyle's grandpa is dead. Yeah, this town is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if he had a case already open. That's insane.
Yeah, they should have been able to see that in their system. That should have been like an immediate call. They should, like, if he died and he had a kid that he was taking care of, they should have called her automatically anyway. But then especially, yeah.
Okay.
But no, he stayed the night with Jill, and Jill calls the social worker. She's also thinking, Jill is like thinking about keeping him, essentially.
He's lost and alone. He can be mine now.
Yeah, she's like going.
My plan worked.
She lured him out and then she killed his grandpa.
Oh my god, this poor kid.
I know. But yeah, so she's like thinking about it. She's like, I think I want to adopt him.
Because you're skilled in that and you have the resources to do that.
Right. Yeah, and you've definitely everything
You've
in your house is
processed your own
child-proof.
trauma.
Yeah. No, this is insane.
Did they give him to her?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, because that's how that works.
Yeah, so everybody's like, well, it's a little bit more complicated than that. But then at the same time, they don't mention him going to a group home or a foster worker in between. It sounds like they do just let him stay there.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah, because they're all like, oh, well, it takes more than that to become a foster parent.
Yeah.
But then she's just a foster parent. So it's like
we
didn't.
just skip all of that.
Yeah.
We literally skip all of the paperwork, all of the classes, all of the training, the inspections, all of that stuff. We're just skipping. Okay, fine.
We do find out he has nightmares like every night, normal for that kind of trauma and stuff. Keith is like trying to bond with him in a fatherly way, even though not his father.
And he's not sticking around,
Yeah.
supposedly.
And so he's like trying to get him to help him build the thing to do man stuff together because manly bonding, man.
Yep.
So I guess like we're supposed to see this and be like, oh, look, they're already becoming a family.
Yeah.
But that's weird.
Why did this author choose to make a widow have all this trauma, live on her own, and then we have to create all of this family around her?
All this traumatized family, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand this.
I don't either.
Do we finally get Keith's backstory?
No. Keith is not real, actually.
She's a figment of her imagination the whole time.
She made up Keith. She's been building. Deb isn't even real.
It's
That's
Fight
crazy.
Club. We don't talk about Keith.
I could see it. Oh my gosh. Sorry, 1 second. Oh, and then this is, so of course we kind of jumped forward to she is now taking care of Kyle. They're family bonding, even though they're not together. Like, it's really confusing. And now they're all going to church together and taking Kyle to therapy, which is actually really good.
That's good.
Yeah.
They believe in therapy.
He goes to therapy. He goes to the doctor. He gets his glasses.
Good.
He is getting checked up. He's going to therapy like a lot, which is good.
That's very good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they recognize therapy is good, at least for children.
Right. And they're taking him to like an appropriate child therapist that is in like the city. So they go on the ferry and do like a whole thing. So there is at least that. And then they're trying to get him like with a schedule. They're taking him to church because that's what you do with kids, I guess, to indoctrinate them. And you got to start them young, you know, when they can't talk. And right after the sermon, the pastor comes up and starts talking to Jill because I guess she didn't really come to church that often. She'd be there every now and again, but where she didn't go into town much. But now she's kind of become, you know, like part of the community a little bit more.
Right.
Like they're seeing more of her. And so she's saying, hi, like, I really like that sermon. Keith and the pastor get to talking. We find out that the pastor's retiring and he's looking for a new young pastor to come in and, I don't know, shake things up.
That's how that works.
Yeah, because he just gets to decide who succeeds him.
Yeah.
He chooses an heir.
Well, and he's just talking to random guy he just met him at this service.
Yeah.
And is talking about this thing.
Yeah, I guess it's because Keith knew some Bible passages and some hymns or something. Like, that is apparently enough to
That's all
be
it
pastor
takes.
material in this pastor's eyes. But Kyle does start to speak more, and he actually sings the hymns. And he has a really pretty voice. He can hold perfect notes. He's got the gift of singing or something.
We have an angel.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense for him to be like an amazing singer at 6 with no experience with music and stuff.
But it's just more Christian fantasy.
Yeah. So
It's kind of like, we're not going to actually deal with the behavioral issues you would have. We're not going to deal with the actual trauma responses this kid would have.
Right.
We're not even dealing with the trauma responses that Jill would have.
Right.
We're just papering over all of it and saying, la-di-da, everything's fine.
yeah. She does mention a couple times, like through the book, she doesn't keep candles. And like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, she doesn't really have much besides the avoiding people, like to show that she has this kind of trauma.
Yeah.
She doesn't wake up with nightmares a whole lot.
Right.
They only mention Kyle's a couple times.
Yeah.
All right, so, now they're going to church, everything like that. It jumps forward to they're taking him to another counseling session, and they're both hanging out in town while he's in there.
Oh, okay.
And all of a sudden, somebody recognizes Keith in town, not this is the bigger town, so it's not the normal town.
Oh.
Because this is the one that they actually have to go on the ferry to get to.
Oh.
Yeah. And somebody recognizes it, and they call him Reverend Michaels. And so this is where we get the first clue that he is in fact a man of God. I mean,
Or
I
was.
guess, yeah.
An angry
Man of God. And so it's a man and wife, and I guess they're older, and they're just like, oh, look who it is, it's Reverend Michaels. And they're just like, I don't know.
But if he lived in the Midwest, how would they recognize him?
I guess they went to his church and then somehow also happened to be vacationing in this
Or
town.
also moved
Right.
to a little part of Washington.
It's insane. Their names are Gladys and Frank. I don't know. They're just old as hell.
Rude. Judgy.
I am judging.
So now we get his backstory.
First of all, Jill overheard that. So now she knows that Keith was a minister. And we do finally kind of get some of his backstory. He does say that he wanted to tell her the story, and that he wasn't quite ready to come clean on all of it yet.
That's suspicious.
Right? It is really, really bizarre.
I feel that the author is going for mysterious. It's just coming across serial killer still.
Yeah. Oh, and we find out in this scene that he drops the bomb on her that he's leaving next week.
Wait, what?
Yeah! Out of nowhere, he's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm leaving next week.
I've been actively parenting this traumatized child with you. Bye!
That is such short notice. And also, he was the one pushing for longer and longer and longer. And all of a
Yes.
sudden, she loves him too much, I'm telling you. And it's like...
Oh my... Yes.
Yeah, it's like the
He
anxious
goes from
avoidance
woman
or
to
something,
woman.
yeah.
And then as soon as they like him, he leaves.
Yeah. And he's like, well, can I just tell you when I get back from this? So he's just going on a trip? What? Yeah, he's like, well, I'm leaving next week, but I'll be back, so I'll just tell you then.
Oh my God.
So he's leaving for about a week to go back home and tie up some loose ends with his dad and his old church.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
He still does not tell her anything. He tells her, I am leaving, and I will tell you later. For all she knows, he could leave and never return.
If this book was only written from her perspective, it would have 5 sentences and they would all be Deb.
Yep, Deb. And then Deb found out. If this was from Deb's point of view, it would be like, what's happening with Jill?
It would be nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So basically, he's going to abandon them with such short notice. Kyle is upset about this.
Yeah.
Kyle is like, why are you leaving? What's happening?
This parental figure who has been playing with him, taking him to therapy, and caring for him is just leaving.
Right?
That's very traumatic.
Yeah. And Jill has to like come to terms with her feelings about him and like, oh, is she, why is she so upset that he's leaving?
She suddenly realizes she loves him.
Right. And she's like, oh, I don't think she says anything to him before he leaves. Really? They have a little bit of like a scene, but nothing like actually romantic happens is the thing. They're just kind of like weird, slight tension. So yeah. It's a good time.
I mean, Christians don't know how to flirt.
Yeah. He also like is like, oh, thanks, Jill. You're helping me come back to God. So that's fun. That's a fun little aside we get in there, is that God is also part of this love story.
Well, you know, Jesus is the third in your bed.
Every time, yeah. So he goes back home to the Midwest. He's hanging out with his dad. I guess his dad seems like really boring because they don't do anything. And most of the time he says like 3 words.
Oh, so we know where Keith got it.
Yeah. So while he's with his dad, you know, he's hanging out, he goes back to his old church because he needs to like come clean to them or I don't know exactly what he wanted. He wanted closure.
Right. He's wanting to deal with these people.
Yeah. Okay. And so this is where we finally get the full Keith Michaels backstory.
We're at the end of the book.
We're at the end of the book. There are
Oh my
less than like 20
God.
pages left, I think.
Oh my God.
Okay, so what happened with Keith Michaels was he had a wife. They were trying for kids. She had a couple miscarriages. She became severely depressed and maybe some kind of like ill. I'm not certain on that. It's a little vague.
Right.
But she had like trouble with demons, like because she was like sad. Yeah.
Christians don't believe in depression.
Right.
You got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Oh my God. And so, yeah, she like didn't leave the house. She was having a really, really hard time. And in the midst of this, so like, you know, their marriage is kind of on the rocks because she's dealing with something. In the midst of this, he gets a new parishioner. Is that?
Yeah, like a new congregant.
Yeah. And it's a pretty lady.
Oh no.
Yeah. And
Satan.
Right?
Devil. Witch.
Jezebel.
I want that Jezebel spirit.
She got the Jezebel spirit.
She got backbone from here to there. She got backbone for days.
She got scoliosis. Okay, and so this lady, she shows up. She's sexy. She exists. She is woman. And this is literally her whole personality is sexy temptress, which is insane. She shows up and then I guess she like talked to him alone at one point. She then spreads this lie about how they either had an affair or he like came on to her. And everybody believes her.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody in town.
Because that's how it works in churches.
Especially all the old men on the church council or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And
all
they're
the
like,
old men who always believe what a woman says when she's accusing
and they're like,
a man
shoo,
of God.
shoo, Keith Michaels, we hate you now.
Because that's how they do to pastors who get accused.
You know how the zero tolerance policy works with that.
Yeah.
For
all
sure.
you have to do is sneeze and you can get the pastor kicked out.
Exactly. You know, this Me Too movement is really...
Well, they believed her because she was pretty.
Yeah, they were like, oh yeah, I would have done it too.
If she was ugly, they would have never taken her seriously.
They'd be like, why would he want to touch you? So, yeah.
Poor widow victim him.
Yeah, so he got Me Too'd, unfortunately.
And it was false, of course.
It was false. She's making it up. His wife hears this story, I think not from him. His wife hears about this, thinks that he was like cheating. She kills herself.
Oh my God.
Yeah. She commits suicide.
So he's even more victimized because she did this to him. Two women ruined his life.
This happened to him.
Oh my God.
And so, yeah, so his wife is dead, and I guess he just leaves. He just leaves town after her funeral, pretty much.
Wow.
He, like, disappears.
Oh my gosh.
And so, of course, that makes him look hella guilty.
Yeah. Everyone was like, yeah, he did it.
Yeah.
He probably killed his wife. They
Right.
can't prove it. I mean, that just looks looks really horrifying.
Right. Yeah. No, it really does. But so that's basically his backstory. We'll get the rest tied up in just a second. So he goes back to his church, right? And he does this beautiful sermon about how he never did anything wrong.
They let him preach at his old church?
He didn't do the full sermon, but yeah, they let him talk during the sermon.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They let him do a whole little speech about how he never did anything wrong. And he's come back to God now and he forgives everyone or something. It's like, I forgive you for believing women. And it's like,
wow.
And an old man from the church council like comes up to him afterwards and he's like, oh, just want to tell you, I'm so sorry for believing that woman.
That harlot.
Yeah.
The scarlet woman led us astray.
Because now we find out that she spread that lie about a different man who was like the coach of like the school or something, some school sports.
Oh, because we know they're always in it.
Yeah! These are the people I would absolutely believe did this. Is the thing.
Oh my God. Now, I don't know anything about this author.
Yeah.
But this is a little bit much.
It's pushing it.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
I feel like we're being a little defensive here.
Yeah.
About maybe something we know or people we know.
But we know she was definitely lying and evil because he trapped her into saying it and got it recorded. That she was lying.
I'm going to go tell everyone you did bad things to me. And he's recording.
Yeah. Literally like, oh, caught red-handed.
Wow.
And it's so stupid. And it's like, this is so much like everyone clapped.
Yeah. That is bizarre.
Like he's so vindicated. It's all, he never did anything wrong. And now people know.
And this is how we're wrapping up his story.
Yeah. And now it's like a weird redemption arc that makes no sense because we had no idea this was happening, really.
Yeah. The redemption arc is 2 inches long because it all happened in 2 pages.
Right. And it could have been even shorter because he could have tied this up 6 months after it happened or something if he had just stayed in town.
Yeah.
Because that's when they all found out pretty much.
And none of them talked to him? His dad has been talking to him.
His dad does not live in the same town where the church is. So he lived in a different town. Yeah, I think it was like across state boundaries, which I don't know.
Okay.
So yeah, he lived in a different state from his dad at the time. So he had to travel a little bit to get to the church.
All of the reasonable ways that this would have been talked about or managed.
Yes.
We're going to say, nope.
And nobody ever called his cell phone even once. Not even the other pastors.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
That's they shun pastors accused of sexual impropriety.
I wish. So he's vindicated. Everything's great. He's all good in the eyes of God and the church council now. I don't know. Mm-hmm. He goes back to his dad. He's like, cool, I'm going back now. He's like, that's all tied up. Oh, he does also forgive the Jezebel.
Of course.
I don't think he meets up with her because she like skipped town after she was disgraced.
Caught for being so evil.
Yeah. But he also says that he can't even blame her for his wife's suicide because that was his wife's demons and it was her fault.
Oh my God.
Like, I can't, like, I guess, yeah, you can't necessarily, like, blame her actions on her, but it's really weird to put it like that.
Well, because it could never be his fault because he's a man.
Right. Yeah, it's still, yeah.
We're going to ignore the fact that he should have taken her to a doctor and taken her, if she was unable to get out of bed, if she was suicidal, he should have taken her to a hospital.
Yeah, no, she should have been, like, medicated. I'm certain she needed more intervention.
Yeah. She needed care, and he neglected to care for her.
Right.
And it doesn't sound like he tried either.
Right, and it kind of sounds like he might have been putting in extra hours at the church, which might have made that more believable that he was cheating.
And if he was blaming demons, he's not getting her care that she needs.
Right.
Okay, so he goes back to Jill, and his story is wrapped up. Does he tell her this stuff?
It's a little vague. I think he does finally tell her that, you know, he had a wife and she died. I don't know that he says she killed herself explicitly is the thing. I think he's still vague, which is really weird. hard.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah. And so he does go home. Him and Jill kiss. Yay.
Romance?
Romance.
After we were just traumatized by his wife's death?
Right. Kyle's really happy that he came back because Kyle is probably thinking
Attached
he's
to
like,
him now.
Yeah. So he came back, and then pretty soon after that, I think he asks her to marry him.
Wow.
Like, it jumps. They have not been on an actual date.
Right.
It's been a few
They had
months.
pizza on the porch that one time.
She gave him soup. That's
She
date.
reminded him of his mother.
This is essentially courtship, right?
Oh God, it is
Yeah.
like courtship.
She fed him a couple times, and then he asked her to marry him.
Yeah, she proved her worth as a wife.
Right. He hasn't seen her ankles.
Oh my God.
She says yes because she loves taking care of him is the
And
best
no
I've
other
got.
man would ever
Yeah.
look at her.
And also, in the meantime, she has said yes to her art show. And so she is going to go do that art show. It's right now, I think it's like around Thanksgiving, and she's doing that in December. So yeah, she's moved on. She's no
She
longer
is
hung up.
healed, She is cured.
She even says, I'm sorry and goodbye to like the idea of the ghost of her husband and daughter. She has like a whole scene where she's standing like at the pier and she's like talking to them.
Because that's how grieving your family works.
Yes.
That died 3 years ago.
Yeah, and she's just like, I love you guys, but I'm moving on, kind of.
the fuck?
Yeah.
I have my new family now. I
Bye.
have a child and a husband.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Like, y'all have a special place in my heart, and then, like, walks away.
this is just some Hallmark shit, and it's not even as good as Hallmark.
Like, Hallmark put more work into their stuff.
Yeah, their montages are better.
Oh, for sure. And their time jumps make a little bit more sense, usually. They at least have, like, a 10 years later.
Oh my God.
Okay, and so basically that ends the story, and we have the epilogue.
Mm-hmm.
And now they have another baby.
Another baby?
Well, I guess they have. So they have Kyle already.
Okay.
Now they have a baby
Now they
girl.
have a baby.
So now they have introduced a new child that they are probably doting on. I don't know how Kyle's going to take that.
Oh.
Right? That's really uncomfortable for even like normal kids.
Yeah.
That's such an adjustment.
Oh my God, you're not really supposed to adopt kids if there's kids gonna get them.
And so they have a little girl in the epilogue. It's a very short epilogue, I will say.
Well, because everything's perfect because this is a fantasy world.
Yes, it's very, they walked into the sunset and it's like, oh, Kyle is in love with his baby sister and he's just the best big brother ever.
Mm-hmm. Yep, because
And
that's how
also,
that works.
Keith's dad came into town to hang out with the family and they're all happy, la-di-da.
Like, I'm not saying that being adopted is going to make Kyle behave badly toward the baby.
Right, no, I'm also
saying
not saying.
that Kyle is going to be a bad kid
Yeah.
because he had these traumas. I'm just saying he needs a level of care that you're going to really struggle to fulfill if you're caring for a newborn.
Yeah. And especially like the level of communication to him that this is in no way taking away from the love she has for him. It's
Yeah.
really hard for kids to understand that in the best of situations. And if you already had so many people in your life leave you,
Yeah. His dad abandoned him. His grandpa died.
his mother, I guess, disappeared.
I don't know
know
what happened to his mother.
Yeah. His mother like just disappeared off the face of the earth.
Yeah, and he's very young.
Yeah. But no, he's perfectly adjusted now because he went to therapy. So, you know how therapy just magically fixes that and doesn't... Like, the thing is, you can still have new issues while you are in therapy. It doesn't just erase that.
Also, Keith was not a dad.
Yeah.
He hasn't had experience being a parent.
No, never.
So he doesn't even understand, like, appropriate parenting unless he had parenting classes, which we've never heard about.
Right. I don't think they mentioned parenting classes really at all.
Jill would have some experience from having her own child. Do we know how old her kid was?
I think her kid was like 7 or 8, maybe, when she died. Like,
So
not very old.
She would have had experience raising a child up to that point.
Yeah.
But not from 6 to 10.
No.
Not through elementary school and into middle school.
Right.
This is just... Not saying that if you adopt, you should never have another kid.
Right.
This just does not seem like any kind of good ideas.
It's really weird that they put so much much detail into some of the other things, like a whole day sometimes.
Yeah.
But then for this, they just kind of jump to, and now they're all better and happy, and there's a new baby.
We're going to tie a bow on it, and it's perfect, the end.
It's also kind of, it's giving Job. Is the thing. Like, she went through all these trials, and then she got an extra child.
Yes.
Yeah, she
gained it back and plus some.
Right, because children are replaceable, and so she now has a new daughter and a son.
She lost her house, and now she has a house and an art studio and a cabin.
Yeah. It's very, like, am I crazy?
You're not crazy. No.
But the thing is, like,
but also, like, at the end of Job, he gets his camels tenfold and his children sevenfold.
And she didn't get a single camel.
No camels for her.
She really got ripped off, I think.
Yeah. It's just, I don't like anything about this book.
I would believe that this book was written by a man, honestly.
I mean, we've
ways.
read a lot of shit written by women, too.
Yeah.
Women can be just as misogynistic and cruel.
It's really
There's
frustrating.
really not. I mean, because sometimes we'll be like, wait, this was written by a woman?
Right.
But it happens a lot.
I feel like a lot of times you just kind of expect women to understand and be accepting of women in a different way, but it's not always true.
You and I both know a lot of women who are extraordinarily misogynistic.
That's true.
And we were taught a lot of these really bad things by women in our lives.
Right.
That we grew up believing.
It just makes me sad. I'm like, why can't we, like, have some solidarity, anything?
Because that would be a backbone and you would go to hell.
It's really weird to me to make an entire story that is supposed to be a love story about how a woman, like, essentially picks up a man and babies him for the rest of his life and then has babies with him.
That is the Christian ideal marriage right there.
Disgusting.
When Jay and I were at church, we would listen to sermons where the pastor, without saying it this explicitly, would tell the women that if your husband unloads the dishwasher, you need to have sex with him that night. You need your husband to associate dishes with sex, and then he'll start helping you around the house.
You got a genuine guffaw from me.
I am not kidding.
Oh my God.
It really screwed up.
This was
our
the guy whose
relationship.
wife wore high heels when she cooked dinner and cleaned, right?
No, this was...
Okay.
This was one whose wife was a social worker and worked full-time out of the house.
What?
And he would
that's
act,
even crazier.
He would act like he was this progressive Christian man, and then in sermons, he would tell us that we needed to be pleasing our husband if we want him to do any housework.
Jesus Christ.
I was told so many times that the reason Jay was having problems was because I wasn't having enough sex with him. Ended up, he had high blood pressure.
Yeah.
And he needed medication.
It's almost like medical issues exist.
And you need to go to the doctor for those. So none of this story is at all surprising. It's just very, very sad.
Yeah.
And that's one reason I don't like Christianity. Don't like Christians who preach it and push it in my face.
Right.
And I will absolutely make fun of it as long as I live.
Yeah.
Because it's just so bad for people.
So you remember at like the beginning of this book, you were like this was somebody's book club.
Yes.
There are questions for discussion at the back.
Oh my God.
They're all just stupid. They're like, oh, why are they all scarred? How do they deal with that? How are they the same? But one of the questions is talking about how Keith's father and Jill's sister provide moral support, even though they were barely background characters, A. And also, we kept ragging on Deb for being pushy the whole time. We weren't treating that like, oh, she's such a good sister. We were treating it like she's so intrusive.
Yeah. She's a slob and she's nosy. We don't like her.
Yeah. And it's like, discuss the value of a strong, loving support system. That's not...
We have not been shown a strong, loving support system in this book at all.
Yeah, the way you described it. And then it has one question that I find just incredibly so bland. It's like, how is the weather? It says, discuss the importance of the setting in this book. How does the location enhance the story? Does it really?
It's an island. It has a meadow.
There is a state park nearby and a ferry.
If it was supposed to be we're isolated and we gain connection, that would only work if they'd moved to a city.
Right.
It would only work if they moved off the island.
It doesn't. Like, I feel like like, it just doesn't.
Honestly, a lot of those book club prompts I always find really, really stupid.
Yeah.
I've never found any that I found interesting.
And almost none of them actually are even worthy of sparking up a conversation. Like, I would ask this and then everybody just like, or like there would be one answer and there you go. It's not conversation starter.
No. Well, how do you grade this? We grade on like an A to F, like Sqautting.
Okay, so I'm going to go like D.
Our characters have names.
Yes, there was punctuation.
Yeah.
Quotation marks. There were characters' names. There were some amount of backstory was given and a timeline.
I think I would give it a C.
Okay.
Because I don't think she's intentionally propagating misogyny.
Right.
I think it is a product of her and her culture, where we have actually read books that were promoting misogyny.
Like
actively saying, hey, treat women like shit.
Yeah.
Bam Bam did one that was basically negging the book. How to bother women in bars.
Iambic pentameter.
So I feel like this is not as bad as some of those. It's bad and it makes me feel bad. And I hate this book. But
I could definitely see a C-, especially since she did take Kyle to therapy. That
boosted it up.
Yeah, that
real.
helped a lot. Mm-hmm. That's a really important thing. Take your kids to therapy.
And maybe go to yourself if you also were burned. Oh, do you want to give our listeners some bad advice?
Oh, yes. Definitely show up on the porch of someone in a storm when their power's out and angrily knock on the door and tell them you know they're in there, and then make them take care of you for the rest of your life.
Do you have a flag?
Cake or death?
No, you don't have a flag? Well, then. I'm Great Britain. Let me in.
Right? Yeah. Definitely colonize your neighbors. I don't know.
All right. Well, you can email us at BiblioWrecks@gmail.com. BiblioWrecks. I'm on Blue Sky. I haven't done much on there lately. We are finishing out our winter semester, our fall semester.
Finally.
I will attempt to come back and do Instagram and Facebook and all of the things very shortly.
After a nap.
After a very, very long nap. And purging my brain of all the accounting information I don't need.
Yeah.
Until next time, bye.
Bye.